prices.
Buying your first home shouldn't feel impossible.
While the government hasn't detailed their plan, it's expected the 50% capital gains tax discount will be axed and return to the pre-1999 model. Negative gearing is likely to be restricted to new developments, but existing investment arrangements will be unaffected. The opposition says these changes would punish aspirational Australians who are trying to grow their wealth.
The House of Representatives has observed a moment's silence to honour a Special Forces sniper who died after a parachute incident on the New South Wales coast. Warrant Officer Second Class Lachlan Muddle collided with another soldier during an exercise at Jarvis Bay Airfield yesterday. The 50-year-old joined the Army in 1994 and is being remembered for his sense of humour and commitment to serving Australia. 5 Australians and a New Zealander are isolating in the Netherlands after stepping off a virus-stricken cruise ship. The complex operation of evacuating the passengers now complete. World Health Organization team leader Boris Pavlin says the process worked well.
This has actually been a masterclass in how to handle something like this. The Spanish authorities have been incredibly efficient. There have been no hiccups in the way that it's been run.
The Australian government will fly the group to Perth later this week, where they'll remain at a quarantine facility for 28 days. Experts are urging businesses not to overlook cybersecurity threats when adopting new technology such as artificial intelligence. The latest Cyber CX hack report shows overall we're going backwards in the fight to protect our data from bad faith actors and criminals. Report author Liam O'Shaughnessy says AI systems have higher rates of severe vulnerabilities.
Rolling out these new technologies, because we have seen a lot of instances where in the rush to go to and get things out, security has been forgotten, and that's a problem because we're actually going backwards in some regards.
South Australia's reputation as a world-class food and wine destination is being bolstered by the Michelin Guide. Inspectors are visiting restaurants in Adelaide and across regional SA. The guide is regarded as the gastronomical Bible. Now turning to 5AA sport, and Carlton is on the hunt for a new senior coach. Michael Voss has resigned after achieving just 1 win from 9 matches this season. Josh Fraser has taken over as interim coach. Port are on their way to the top end ahead of Friday night's round 10 clash with the Suns in Darwin. Taylor Walker has rated himself an outside chance to pull on the boots this weekend. The Crows play North Melbourne at Adelaide Oval on Saturday night. In the EPL, the relegation zone is still a possibility for Tottenham. A 1-1 draw with Leeds this morning has Spurs just 2 points clear with 2 games to play this season. And at the NBA playoffs, wins for the Cavaliers and the 76ers. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there. Got a nasty crash at Morster Lakes. 2 cars involved in this one. It's on the Salisbury Highway to Eldersmith Road. Delays in all directions through there. Another crash at Regency Park. Big delays there as well at the moment. This one's on Grand Junction Road near Regency Road. Slow going South Road, Marlene, quite busy. Tapley's Hill Road, Glenelg, north of the Camera, Main North Road at Enfield. The Kingley Ving mid-year sale is on it now. Save up to 50% on selected Australian Design Award-winning furniture. Sale on now. Visit a King showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow, 24. Thursday, partly cloudy and 24. 23 on Friday. Right now it's 21 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Brenton Radless.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
With the news that matters to you.
The government insists it's a win for the state's economy.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
Brazen daylight firebombing attack at the Torrensville supermarket.
Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
Live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show, the 5AA Sports Show.
Coming up, Michael Voss walks. We speak with former Carlton coach Dennis Pagan. Eddie Maguire with his take at 5. Dean Brogan and Matt Crouch break down the Crows in power. Plus Will Rayner from the Sacker on BBL privatisation with your calls.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Certainly is. Thank you, Sammy. And it is round 10 this week, and the footy club's looking for a new coach. So the race is on between the Blues and the Devils. We'll speak to Dennis Pagan about all of that and how Carlton can kick so many own goals. Timmy, welcome.
Hello, Stephen. Yeah, I always think it's a bit of a sombre day or a moment when a coach leaves. And
a good footy man too, Bossy.
Yeah, and like I was saying, problem with coaching is everybody who's not doing it can do it better. Yeah. And it's one of the sad realities that when you haven't had enough wins and the like, that pressure comes down to bear. So, look, in the end, I sounds like it was done with respect on both sides. So I think that's a good thing. There's certainly been some
it'd be like this. What do you think, Vossi? What do you think, Vossi? Did he go, oh, good, 1 and 8's not good?
I realise the record's not good.
And what do you guys think? Well, let's just do it. Yep, okay, shake hands.
The only thing I'll say, which I've said all season, is it's a long time to be a caretaker.
It is. Well, it's round 9 and we've lost our first senior coach, much respected, Carlton's Michael Voss. They mutually stepped aside and agreed. Here's Rob Priestley, the Blues president.
Michael Voss has stepped away from his role as AFL senior coach for the Carlton Football Club. Michael departs Icon Park after nearly 5 seasons. During his time at the helm, he led our club to consecutive finals appearances in 23 and 24, with 23 culminating in a preliminary final. The fact this decision is mutual, it reflects the quality of the individual we're dealing with here, and the club wants to thank him very sincerely for his significant contribution.
Yeah, 103 games, 49 wins, 53 losses, 1 draw, 48% win-loss. Probably doesn't get it done. It's an industry of W's, but he took them into a prelim.
Yeah, and I think it's been the decline since that. That's probably hurt them.
And I think that is exactly right. If you look at Hardwick, where struggle, or coaches now North Melbourne, but coached Hawthorn. Clarko, struggle. Said, no, we reckon they're your man. And then they had the spike. This has gone the other way.
Clarkson had the advantage of already having flags under his belt, so that helps a lot when you're
Hawthorn, they were thinking about moving him on. That's what I was talking about.
Right. What period?
Oh, I reckon in the early days ago, and is he the right
Before
man?
08?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
because they actually thought 08 was early when they won that.
In the end. I know we move on quickly. Well, Collingwood's former number 1 pick and assistant Josh Fraser is now the interim coach. Here's Josh.
Yeah, I'm ambitious. I believe I could do it, and I think there's a lot of capable coaches out there that could do it. But my thing has been, again, is to continue to develop myself the whole way through. And if an opportunity came up, be ready to do that. Yeah. And that's the space I'm in at the moment. I think having coached your own side, that sets you up better than anything else to be a senior coach.
Carlton play the Bulldogs Saturday night, load up on the Blues.
Yeah,
they're just as likely to put 4 quarters together, aren't they?
We looked at this previously, and it was around about early 60% that they have a win. So I think it was around about that. They get a little bit of a spike potentially. But
sugar hit.
Yeah, sugar hit. But look, it's I suppose for Josh, he now can look at it as an audition. And he can say, well, if I can finish with a positive win-loss for these last 14 games, is it 14 or 15 or B?
14 games, 15 rounds.
15 rounds. So 14 games. If he can get 9-5, they might go, well, that's a feather in your cap, and they can look at that.
King's a ruckman. Cox is a ruckman now, Fraser. When's the last time we've had 3 ruckmen as senior coaches? I reckon that's one to look at. Skipper Paddy Cripps has been there before. Mick Malthouse, Bolton, Teague, now Voss. Have a listen to Cripper.
Sense of you're flat because you've been through some good times, also some tough times with him, and got a great relationship with Vossi. So I'll chat to everyone later today. But yeah, from my end, couldn't speak highly enough of Vossi.
Yeah, we all can't. He's a ripper. Great football person.
Yeah, and like I said, nobody likes to see anybody, end their tenure, but it's happened, and it sounds like it was done as respectfully as possible, so that's a good thing.
Well done, Carlton. You've got one half right. Round 10, Adelaide versus North, Saturday just afternoon, and early selection news. Great news. The Texan could be back.
Ooh. It's going really well. Yeah. Had a really good session on Saturday. Had a little run around yesterday, and aim to complete the main session on Wednesday. Outside chance, I'll have a conversation with Nixie.
Yeah, well, that's on the M's at Brecky. Love listening to him. Taylor Walker off a Hemi. 1 out, 1 in. Or Fogg after 1 week back in the sample with a little bit of form. Or you keep the Nick Murray experiment. Pick one.
On that basis, I'm going Fog forward after his one run, and Nick goes back.
Okay.
And I would not risk Taylor Walker.
Yeah, no, I think I'd maybe give him another week. That's pretty much what I'm thinking. Jordan Butts as well could be a sneaky
His was
comeback.
an adductor, wasn't it?
Yeah, soft tissue adductor.
And I think Taylor Walker's was more the glute hammy.
It was.
So I'd actually make Tex come back after the bye, but that's just me.
So he misses Hawthorn again next week?
I would.
Yeah, okay. Resty.
At his age, we're going to make sure that he's 100% going in because
we're a better team with him.
If he does it again, you don't want that.
No, you don't. Selection integrity is the big key this week for me. We've got Crouchy on. After
Matt
4:30, Matt Crouch, and we've got also Brogues. Yeah, we'll get them both on. So looking forward to Crouchy's take on the Nick Murray experiment. Port have the Suns Friday night in Durham. They've arrived. They've acclimatised. They've got their rods in their hands.
Not acclimatised. I think they only just landed. Give them a go.
Doesn't take that long. God, it's Darwin. Get the rods out. Here's Darren Reaver.
Unfortunately, out of the weekend, Miles Bergman's going to miss some time. He's going to have surgery on his foot, a ligament torn in his big toe. So he'll have that done this week and miss a bit of time. So that's not great. And Joshy Lai, unfortunately, he's going to miss with concussion, which is not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal. Few out.
Yeah,
I'm worried for you this week.
Disappointed for him.
You've been up. You've been close. You've been close.
It's another huge challenge with big one. They've got a very good midfield, as you know. We know they get in deep to Ben King. Rao could be back, which adds strength. And they play the conditions really well.
They do.
The thing about Port is they've probably surprised most weeks in the way they've gone about it. So hopefully they can continue that and, maybe get a close one on their side of the ledger.
It leads me to this. Whose last month of footy would you rather? Whose last month of footy? It's a tough question this
What's my choices?
Here it is. It's between Port and the Crows.
Oh, okay.
Port Adelaide, 1 win, 3 losses. They lost by 3 points to the Hawks, who are flying. Crows by a point, was in front with 40 seconds on the clock, and Dogs by 2 points. And they smashed Geelong by 30. So that's your month's body of work. Here's the Crows. 3 wins and 1 loss. Reverse what you did. Beat St Kilda by a solitary point. Beat Port Adelaide by a solitary point. Beat the Tigers after being down at half-time and smashed by the Lions, smashed. Who gets better form line? Who's got the better form line? Who would you much rather be? 822 300 That's a tough question because points in the bank are points in the bank. But whose body of work are you more impressed with? Who would you rather? Whose form line do you look at and go, can see what they're doing? And the other one you're going, maybe not so. Pick one, Timmy.
I know what you're saying. I know where you're going. You're saying there's the vision around where Adelaide are going is blurred. The vision around where Port are going is pretty clear.
A little bit clearer.
Port just don't have the wins. The Crows do.
They do.
I'll take the money in the bank, thanks.
Yeah, no, and I knew you'd say that. And it's the right answer because I'm the same. And I've got hope, glass still half full, that when they get their best team back, their best footy will emerge. And when their best footy does emerge, with continuity of the team, I think their best will be good enough if they just don't hold up the bloody tee.
Interesting topic for you today, 822 and if you're a Carlton supporter, tell us how you're feeling around the Michael Voss decision today. 15 after 4. It's a chat with Dennis Pagan we're going to be airing next, so stay listening with us.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
The global fuel shortage is affecting us all. To keep Australia moving, the government has been working to secure fuel supply and has put in place the 4-level National Fuel Security Plan. We're now at level 2 and we all have our part to play. Simple actions like driving less and finding more efficient ways to use your car will help our supply go further and save fuel for our truckies, farmers and essential services. Every little bit helps. For fuel-saving tips, visit fuelplan.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. And right now, you don't have to wait. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's end of financial year unlocked event is on right now. So you can jump in early and get first pick from a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next day servicing. No waiting, no missing out. End of financial year unlocked event ends June 30. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
If you're handling a loved one's deceased estate, it can feel overwhelming. With Anderson's solicitors, you don't have to face it alone. Probate, letters of administration, distributing assets, even resolving disputes between beneficiaries. The Anderson's Wills and Estates team can guide you through the complexities, helping you meet all of your legal obligations. If you need help finalising an estate, contact Anderson's solicitors. Help when you need it.
Paint professionals. You know the name and you know what to expect. Nothing but a professional finish and professional service. But did you know that Marty and his team are also the go-to professionals when it comes to rejuvenating your pool? If your concrete or fiberglass pool has lost its beautiful blue, Paint Professionals can recoat your pool and bring it back to its former glory, like new again. Get the professional treatment. Brush with the best. Call Paint Professionals or visit paintprofessionals.com.au.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
With thousands of positive reviews, it's no wonder that Service Today is the most recognised and respected home service company rated by Australians. Our licensed technicians can help with all your plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling and home security needs. So when you need reliable home services, at Service Today, the answer will always be, yes, we can. Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today. Google Service Today to book one of our experts.
You might not see poverty, but it follows 8-year-old Max to school every day. Despite his hard work and the support of teachers, living in poverty is holding Max back, impacting his reading and his maths. Imagine trying your best, but it just doesn't feel enough. We can't let this happen. You can help Australian children like Max get the extra learning support they need. Donate to the Smith family today.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
At peace with it. You know, it had a few days to think about it, and then you get sort of the final pieces of the puzzle. But there's one thing knowing it, and there's another thing saying it. And today, obviously, you get to say it.
19 after 4. That is Michael Voss speaking for the very first time after walking away as head coach of Carlton on afl.com.au. There's more of that online. We'll play more grabs throughout the program. All thanks to Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life's better with your pals. Next, we're going to speak to a former coach of the Blues in Dennis Pagan. But first, here's traffic.
Afternoon, a smash at Kernlow Gardens to look out for. Springbank Road near Kent Road. Mawson Lakes, 2-car smash getting clean up. It's on the Salisbury Highway to Elder Smith Road, and Regency Park, a crash there to Grand Junction Road near South Road. Busy Main North Road Enfield with the camera Benarthen Avenue Glenelg North. It's Travel Tuesday, which means one day of exclusive online deals at Flight Centre. Fly, stay, cruise, tour and more today only. Visit flightcentre.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Well, two-time North Melbourne Premiership coach, 2020, Timmy, Vic Derby winning trainer and former Carlton coach. He's our cobber. You'd have to say that. Dennis Pagan, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Stephen. How are you, son?
Great. Let's start here. You got any good nags in training?
No, I can beat all my horses. I'm really struggling at the moment. Got a couple of unraced 2-year-olds, which are just hoping like hell that they can do something.
Dennis, I've just, for the first time ever, gone into horse ownership, and he's having a little bit of trouble where he won't go in the barrier, let alone come out of it. So he's got some issues.
Blinkers, mate, blinkers.
Is that a common thing? I'm just new to it. I'm a bit green.
I don't know if it's a common thing, but it's something that you see on a pretty regular basis with all the other issues that go. Just look, the most important thing for you with your horses, Timmy, is you've got plenty of money. And if you've got plenty of money, they'll fix anything up for you.
Well, I've had a couple, Dennis, while we're talking horses. My first one was a 2-year-old, won its first race, went out to spell, got bitten by a spider, and we had to put it down, which wasn't good.
That.
So I missed the next one. The next one was G-Tra, Dennis, and I wasn't in the Nord syndicate with that, and that one went all right.
You got to be very lucky to get yourself a decent horse. I reckon there's probably 1 in 50 that's any good.
There you go. Good advice already.
Yeah, all right. Well, get Dennis to train it. Hey, can we start here? Vossi stepped down as Carlton's senior coach. A much admired footy person. There's no doubt about it. He did the team thing, clearly. It was obviously mutual. What's wrong with Carlton, Dennis?
Well, I don't know. They can't take a trick for the last 25 years. And they've had good coaches and not so good teams and vice versa. but they haven't been able to get it right. And, I was there for 5 years and just going back a long while. And I just try to make comparisons to my North Melbourne days. And probably the biggest thing that hit me was from the day I was appointed at North Melbourne, and North Melbourne had nothing in those days. They just supported me and were behind me and backed me in. And from the first day I was at Carlton, I didn't know who was pushing for you, who was bagging you, who was talking about you. And then became very toxic and political, and Chinese whispers, and you didn't have a chance in the world then, but I wasn't going to give up. And there was a dead man walker for a couple of years at the finish. It's a good club, Carlton. I lived in Carlton, grew up in Carlton, and my dad used to take me there. But gee, the last 25 years, they can't take a trick, and I just think too political, and all the coaches they've tipped out. I haven't had one board member or one chairman say, "Yeah, look, I didn't do my job properly. I'll go with him." It's a funny thing that.
Bloody good point. That
yes, it's always amazing that happens. I always think it's a sombre time when a coach departs, regardless, Dennis. I think anybody that has done the coaching job, there's a difficulty to it because everybody that's not doing it can do it better. That's what I've found. And the thing about it is, in a situation like you just mentioned, I'm not sure that any of the coaches that came after you probably felt any different.
No, you're probably right. And, you look at some well-credentialed coaches like a Brett Ratton and a Mick Malthouse, who holds the record for the most games coached. Just didn't work out. And I just wonder, if you took, say, Uze and what's his name, McQualter at West Coast, and changed them around with Chris Fagan at Brisbane and Dean Cox at Sydney, what do you reckon would happen? I don't know if there'd be much change.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, players make coaches. Good coaches make premiership teams. It's probably as simple as that. And you're judged on W's and L's.
Yeah.
You can be the best coach in the world, but if you've got too many L's next to your name, you're out because, sponsors won't put up with it, supporters won't put up with it, members won't put up with it. And you've got to try somebody else. It's a funny thing. I don't know anyone who's coached who can make strawberry jam out of cow manure.
Yeah. Well,
no, I don't think they have. Not yet.
Well, yeah, but if you have a look, so Dennis and Mick were premiership coaches, go to Carlton, and it ends in tears.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so true.
Hey, Dennis, one thing, 31 years since they won their flag in 95 with that incredible team they had that year, a lot of things have changed in the competition. There's a draft, there's trade, there's list management and the like. Do you think Carlton have performed in those areas or found it difficult in those areas since that golden period of the early 90s?
Well, you need talent to walk through the door, and that's the most important thing. And if they haven't got talent, all the other things won't matter a thing. Football, has it changed? Still the most important principle in football is to win the ball. Yeah. Everything else will stem from that. The key to success is to do the basics well over and over again. And I keep hearing blokes talking about defence and that. I just reckon if you've got an opponent and you're playing him and you beat him, and 12 blokes do the same thing as you, you've won the game, and that's the best form of defence going around. I think we complicate it too much. And, it's a simple game if you get your plans and your systems and your structures all simplified, that everyone can know what to do under pressure.
That's true.
I watch teams play today, and some of the up-and-coming coaches want to reinvent the game and overuse the ball and stand there at boundary throw-ins down back and make sure you do this and make sure you do that. Look, it's an unpredictable game. We've got an oval-shaped ball, and it bounces in an unpredictable manner. Keep it as simple as you can, and you've got a better chance of being successful.
No truer words. Dennis Pagan, our guest. Vossi got them into a prelim in his second year. I go back to Alistair Clarkson, struggled at Hawks. They backed him in. The rest is history. Hardwick was the same. They were ready to clip him. They do a review, backed him in. The rest is history. That's a strong board. That's what you're talking about. That's a strong board. That's strong commitment. And people bite the bullet when they don't get it right at board level. Look what's happened at the Melbourne Football Club. Voss, Teague, Bolton, Malthouse, Ratton, yourself, Britton before David Park. And that's a lot of coaches. And you're right. It is all about admin. So What do they need? How do they fix it? I mean, do they need Pig's ass? What was his name, that president?
John Elliott.
John Elliott. They need a strong bloke to say, hey, you all can go and get, you know what, this is the way it's going to be, Dennis.
Yeah, look, maybe it's time, knowing Carlton, maybe it's time to have a summit and get all the board members, get the players in, get influential supporters and past players, get them in a room and work at some key performance indicators and say, well, okay, these are the basic things we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the system and process. The result will take care of itself. Now, is anybody not in agreement with what we're proposing here? And get everybody on one page and just all in the one direction for 18 months, and we'll do a review then. But in the meantime, no Chinese whispers, no bagging anyone behind their back, no politics, no getting in corners with groups and whispering about other parts of the club. And that's what happened to Carlton in my time, and I'm pretty sure there'd be those groups forming there now. But you just got to get on the same page. And I know it sounds easy from where I'm sitting now, but you've got to give yourself a chance. And the only starting point for that is to all get on the same page. I think when I came at North Melbourne in '93, Ron Casey was chairman. He didn't know who I was. We won a couple of games. Gee, he was right behind me. And for the next 10 years, I felt that confident, and I knew that everyone was on behind me, and it just made me more comfortable, and we're able to do things that maybe if it was divided or there were small groups in that, it might never have happened. And I never had that sort of support at Carlton, and it's such a great club at Carlton, and to see them go the way they have the last 25 years. It's quite sad, actually.
Well, it is. They're a powerhouse. They've won as many flags as Collingwood and Essendon in 16. In the modern era, it's not so good. They've only won one. I've got a bit of a theory, Dennis. You can shoot it down, and you've been at two clubs, and I look at the sample here with a similar note. Clubs that have a real strong past players culture, and what I mean by strong, they have a fair say, and for some reason, the clubs that have that, the presidents listen to them, the CEOs, they all jump at shadows. The clubs that don't quite have a strong past players present, and I can name it, but I won't, they're the ones that when your time's done, you're done, and then you just get on with it. And I'll mention one, Port Adelaide. When they celebrate, but they don't listen to their past players. My club's the same at Nord. Is that a theory that needs exploring? Is it them that needs to pull their heads in? Give them too much power? I don't know. It's just a theory, Dennis.
Well, I tell you what, the past players have a lot to say at Carlton, and I don't know if it helps. They've all got different opinions and different thoughts. And that's why I said have a summit. Everyone come in and agree to something so you can stop all that bickering and all the politicking. It's hard enough to win when everything's going well, but when you've got everyone screaming Chinese whispers and that sort of stuff, it really dramatically cuts your chances and it makes it so much harder. Especially if other things don't go right, you get injuries and haven't got a good group of young players. It makes it terribly hard.
Yeah, love chatting to you, Dennis. We've run out of time. Our thoughts are with Vossi. I mean, he's resigned, a great football person, as you are, Dennis. We thank you for your time.
Good on you, Stephen. All the best, Tim. See you, boys.
Excellent stuff. Dennis Pagan, fantastic to have him on. And just get that insight. And he's a pal. And I'll tell you what, if you're after that special drop, trust your pals. They have it. Parafield Airport Liquor. It's the home of all the hardest to find wines, beers and spirit. Yep, life's better with your pals.
Would this be one of his life creeds? Keep it simple, stupid.
I
love it. It is. You can make it as hard as you want or as easy as you want.
Spot on.
Keep it simple, stupid.
4:30 headlines time. Stay with us. Steen Brogan's in the studio next.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the 4:30 News headlines. The federal government has confirmed tonight's budget will include measures to make it easier for young people to purchase a home. The AFP have charged a Canberra teenager with new terror offences, including acts in preparation for a terror act. A car swerving all over the road at Salisbury has led police to a drink driver. And in sport, Isaac Rankin says the Crows aren't at the level they want to be at yet, but they've come a long way this season. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Fulham Gardens, a crash. Tapley's Hill Road near the Servo. Kernlight Gardens, a crash there too. Springbank Road near Kent Road. Mawson Lakes, 2-car smash on the Salisbury Highway at Elder Smith Road, and quite slow at the moment, Brighton Road at Glenelg North. Camera, Salisbury Highway, Dry Creek. Express yourself with a custom number plate. There are 10 exciting new colour combinations. Create a plate that's as individual as you. Pick your plate at easyplates.sa.gov.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 24. Right now it's 22 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Breaking news, Michael Voss has stepped down as coach of the Carlton Football Club.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
I feel sorry for that bloke. I reckon there's a bigger problem at that club, and it starts with the way it's managed.
5AA Breakfast.
Well, how many decades do you have to go back before you talk about a successful Carlton period?
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Now, why has everyone left?
Because the club, as you say, is a basket case. That's why.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Right now, you're one step closer to driving away in Lexus luxury. The Lexus of Adelaide end of financial year event is on now. Receive exceptional value on all new and demonstrator models in stock, including the exhilarating NX and RX plug-in hybrid. The Lexus of Adelaide end of financial year event on now. LVD 2009.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. The Excelsior Hotel has had a makeover. New kitchen, a brand new menu, a fresh new gaming room, plus all-day dining from 12. Come home to something new. Gamble responsibly. Thinking about downsizing? Discover Northern Community Residential Village in Penfield. New homes in the latest release are now selling from just $450,000. With no stamp duty, no council rates and no exit fees, it's a smart financial move. Northern Community Residential Village offers secure, low-maintenance living in a friendly community of like-minded over 50s. Embrace your next chapter in style and comfort. Visit ncrv.com.au to book a tour of the display home today.
Predicting when the kids will finally go to sleep? Impossible. But with NG every day, a little more certainty is possible. You can lock in your rates until 1 July 2027 and we'll let you know if there's a cheaper NG plan on every bill with our best offer check. Energy that puts your mind at ease. With NG, it's possible. Search NG for more. Not available all areas, residential customers only. Plan fact sheets available online. Best offer check based on applicable best offer regulations.
Tech troubles? Don't stress. Geeks to You offers data recovery, digital security, Wi-Fi fixes and computer setup nationwide. Book a 1-hour tech service with confidence. No fix, no fee. Geeks to You, part of Officeworks.
Are the foods you love always leaving you with a bloated belly, gas and indigestion? Introducing Caruso's Bloat Less Probiotic. Caruso's Bloat Less Probiotic relieves bloating and indigestion. It contains 2 billion CFU of gut health probiotics combined with sweet orange, peppermint and ginger, which are traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to relieve flatulence. If you're fed up with bloating, gas and indigestion, try Caruso's Bloat Less Probiotic today from leading pharmacies and health stores.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
25 to 5 with Eddie Maguire coming up at 5 o'clock tonight. Matt Crouch will be in the studio with us before 5 o'clock as well. But chuck on the 5AA YouTube and Facebook live stream because all thanks to FIVEAA, cybercrime can cripple your business overnight. Book your free cybersecurity audit now and visit FIVEAA.com.au. It's the big man.
Brogan gets there.
Dean Brogan.
Big Dean Brogan's making a statement of his own.
On the 5AA Sports Show.
Yes, he certainly is in the chair. Dean Brogan, welcome.
Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen. Good to be here.
I sent an email to a Port supporter today and they came back to me and they said, Tim, I think this is the greatest hidden tanking performance ever by a club.
They're doing it well, aren't they?
And I said, well, to get it within 1, 2 and 3 points, that is a very good tanking performance.
They're keeping us interested, aren't they?
It's another close loss and probably began with another slow start.
Yeah, it's a bit of tale of the season, their season so far, isn't it? Their starts have been, I know we bang on about Adelaide a little bit about their starts, but Port's starts have been not so great. and it feels like we're always playing catch up, and we're catching up really well. We're finishing out games really well. We're almost pinching the games, and Adelaide, as you know, the week before, and I thought if we beat the Bulldogs on Friday night, that would have been the greatest still, because I didn't feel like we were in it most of the night.
We didn't lead for a second.
No, we cracked in, and we the boys, they tried hard. You can see that they're trying, which is a massive tick. They're not getting blown out of the water. I thought the Doggies were the class above all night, and I thought they deserved to win. I thought we could steal another one here. We almost did, but they're going to have to start their starts out. Otherwise, going to Gold Coast this Friday night, if you don't start well against a team like that, playing catch up in Darwin, it could get pretty ugly up there.
I was going to ask you about your experience in Darwin playing, because it gets very muggy. It's still muggy this time of year in May, and that dew's even sometimes worse than the night dew that we get here in Adelaide. So it almost becomes a wet weather game. They've already played a game there. Now, I did speak to Darren Reeves yesterday, and I said, get yourself up there as early as possible. He said, good,
they
good
left
point.
today.
We left today. So you got to get up as early as possible to try and get used to handling the ball in those conditions, don't you?
Oh, you do. It's one of the most difficult places I've ever played. We used to play up there a lot. Yeah. We used to play the Doggies up there, and all the boys used to wear sweatbands because not only is it humid, but the sweat comes off you, rolls on your hands. It's quite difficult conditions. And
Campo was telling us, because the sweat off your arm runs down into the palm of your hand, and he said that's why they were wearing the sweatband.
Absolutely. And the ball's on the deck a lot. It's literally playing in like you've just come off torrential rain, but with steam coming off the ground. That's how I remember it. It's quite challenging. You sweat a lot, so you're dehydrated. You got to get your fluids right. It's a real challenge, and it's a massive advantage for Gold Coast. Like they've been up there. This is their third year, I think, up there. They win a lot up there. They spend the whole couple of weeks up there, so it's going to be a big challenge for our boys on Friday night. But they keep putting their head over the footy and keep scrapping away, because it'll be a scrappy game. Which will suit them a little bit, because they're a bit of a scrappy team. They scrap their way to close losses, but they're hanging in there. They just need to tidy up on a few things. I thought they played a bit boring on Friday night.
Now, you mentioned that and said they struggled to get it through. I actually thought that was credit to the Bulldogs.
The Doggies, absolutely.
Because they kept pushing us to the kick-ins were all short into the back pocket. Now, you're not going anywhere with that.
Yeah. And what that means is the Doggies have scouted Port Adelaide pretty well, and that's a credit to Port.
They said, right, we're going to stop that.
Because they looked at their last 3 weeks and go, why Port doing what they're doing? No one expected anything. So the coaching staff really went to work on how to shut Port Adelaide down. So tip your hat to the Doggies, they did well, but it really stifled Port's ball movement, and it was all played in the Doggies' half, and it was a bit boring long down the line sort of footy. But once they opened up the game a little bit in the last quarter and they just went for it and made a couple of mistakes and got going, they almost got it. So can you transfer that into at the start of games? That's the journey that they're on. A young team, they made a few horrible mistakes early too for some players. So instead of hitting that kick, you second guess yourself a little bit. I thought that happened a bit on Friday night. That's what you're going to get with a young team, with a young list, week in, week out. But their consistency to have a crack and not go down swinging and be in the game, I'm super impressed at that. And that's, you walk away and go, but you've got to win at some stage, otherwise the season becomes a very, very long season. So they need some reward for effort, whether it's this week or the week after. They have to get a win in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise,
it's 5 that are under a couple of goals. Well, the Saints one was 14 points, I think. So that's a lot.
They've got to get a win just for the morale of the group and the young players, because it can drop away pretty quickly. We're getting into the winter and lots of injuries, and the ground becomes a bit wetter.
We've had harder. Don't curse us here, mate. We've already had our injury run. We've had 12 on the list and the light. It's starting to float back. We had Radaglia play on the weekend, get through. So would you bring him or Todd Marshall back into defence this week at all?
No, I'd leave it.
Yep.
Maybe Radaglia, depending on the matchup.
Yeah, because the ball's going to be on the ground.
It is, and I just think Todd needs to play a month in the SANFL. I think for his...
Bowl accounts, he didn't play well in defence, and they shifted him up forward, and he got the winning moment, but that was about it.
I just think they need to leave him for a few weeks and get his confidence back and find out where they're going to play him when they bring him in, because at the moment he's all over the place, and that can't be good for someone who's missed a lot of footy. They just need to settle him in one spot and let him get to work. But Yeah, even Radigalia, the ball's going to be on the ground a lot. It's probably not his strength either. But
so keep that smaller back line going for another week. Yeah, maybe.
It's held up reasonably well. Jones is in good form, but Bergman's out, which is a huge out.
Which is why I was saying they might have to bring one of them back.
They might have to.
We'll see what happens there.
Float Burgoyne back.
Yeah. And he can do that.
And we saw him do that in the final. He played half-back against Geelong, or was it Hawthorn, a couple of years ago, and was almost best on ground. So he can do it. And he gives you a little bit of X factor, I think, as well, off half-back, which would say might need, you know. So it'll be conditions for mediums, not talls on Friday night.
No, Tommy Anastasopoulos, he's going to make
Tommy
his
A, I'm going to call him.
You're going to call
Timmy.
him Tommy A. That sounds good. Small little forward and who can have a bit of a crack and the like, but that's exciting for him.
It is. He's been on the list for a couple of years now, and I rang up an old buddy of mine that used to coach down at Port and asked him what he's like, and scraps really hard and has a crack. So he fits the Josh Carr mould.
Well, it's going to be on the ground. He's going to have opportunities.
So he's going to get great opportunity, and just another player that we get to look at through this transition phase.
You think Josh is doing that on purpose too? He's going to have a look at his whole list?
I think so. I think now's the time to do it. And
and it won't be gifted. You've got to play well.
Yeah. And I think other than a need, you need to bring in somebody like, you know, bring some of these players in that come off good SANFL form. I think that sets a good precedent through your group as well.
You're being
couple
rewarded.
of weeks, you're being rewarded. And every now and then you're going to pluck one. Like, I need you to play, so it doesn't matter like how your form is.
That's probably more of an experienced player that you might do that too, but not a new player. You've got to earn your spot.
Well, it's like Tommy Cochran. Played really well on the weekend.
Love him.
Love to see him get in the side. I know he's travelled, so maybe he might get in. But
there's a whisper.
We'll see. So, you know, he's back playing some good footy. So they're starting to get some of these young kids back. So we'll definitely see these kids over the next few weeks.
Well done. Hey, Brogues, whose last month of footy would you rather have had? Port 1 win, 3 losses by Hawks 3 points. Crows 1 point, Dogs 2 points. And they smacked Geelong along the way by 30. Or the Crows, 3 wins, 1 loss. They beat St Kilda by a point, beat Port by a point. They were down half-time against the Tigers, but won by 37 and got smashed by the Lions.
No, take the wins. Take the wins.
Yeah, Timmy said the same. And look, and I'm the same, but you know why I'm asking that question?
It's a good question.
It is.
It's a really, really good question. You put some time into that question, Rowey. It's very, very good.
Did someone
my answer, bro.
Did Campo give it to you?
Did that one?
Bro, before you go, it was interesting because when he asked it, I said,
what did you say?
Well, I said
same. We'd all say take the wins.
We take the wins.
Yeah.
But I said to Rowey, I said, I know why you're asking it. You're going, the vision of where Adelaide are going is blurred. The vision of where Port are going is clear.
Yep.
And I think that's what he's getting at.
Yeah.
He can definitely see where Port are trying to go. He's not sure about where Adelaide are working towards.
Yeah, I'd still rather the wins.
Of course,
no matter how bad you're playing. It feels like Adelaide. I'm not here to talk about Adelaide, but you take the wins and it can turn very quickly.
Their best is coming.
Yeah.
And you've got a base, haven't you? Where we're scrapping at 3-6, where still 3 out of the 5 close games, and you're sitting fourth. Now, that's a ridiculous conundrum, which you go, wow, that's incredible.
And we got a great percentage too, by the way.
That's why
Eighth in the comp.
That's why we'd be that high. But anyway,
those 3 games,
we're positive. We get a good scalp Friday night, and then we've got Carlton.
If you had won those 3 games, you'd be 4th on the ladder by percentage.
We'd be talking finals.
You'd be, can you feel it?
The F word.
Can you feel it?
That'd have a great effects.
It would.
3 0000. Get into that debate. We've got Matty Crouch coming up.
If you're in business, you're always a target for cybercrime. It could cripple you overnight. So get in touch with Effects IT for a free cybersecurity audit. Visit effects.com.au. We're going to check traffic next.
Fulham Gardens, a crash to look out for. Tapley's Hill Road near the Servo. Kernlight Gardens, another collision. Springbank Road near Kent Road. Solid delays through there. And a 2-car smash getting cleaned up at the moment. Mawson Lakes, Salisbury Highway at Eldersmith Road. Burst Waterman at Ingle Farm proving slow tonight. Montague Road near Red Hill Road with a camera. Eldersmith Road, Mawson Lakes. Where can you get 97% Aussie-grown produce at an Aldi price? Well, Aldi. They back local farmers, so you get Aussie-grown goodness for less. That's an Aldi price. Aldi. Good. Different. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Adelaide, it's me, Ruben Kay. Get ready because I'm inviting you to the Adelaide Cabaret Festival. From the opening gala to the late night shows, this June is your delicious revolution. We've got the legendary Vince Jones, the cast of Jesus Christ Superstar, FIVEAA, and many, many more. It is electrifying, it is sharp, and it is unmissable. This is the delicious revolution Australia has been waiting for. Adelaide Cabaret Festival, June 4th to 21st. Book now at adelaidecabaretfestival.com.au.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here on 7 News. Shock new details about a school toilet cleaner accused of sexually assaulting a student. An Adelaide council slammed for finding a charity delivering food to the needy. And Crow star Isaac Rankin's surprise concert cameo.
Now, you know what hackers love? They love a busy finance team. A Friday afternoon and one email saying we've changed our bank details, or one fake invoice, one payment. Guess what? Money's gone. Lawyers are involved. Everyone wants answers. What's going on?
And here's the thing. Try getting your money back.
That's the hard
Banks
bit.
don't help you.
Well, they try.
Yeah, well, they don't. I know that firsthand. That's why you've got to protect your business now. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. And remember, even if you think you're protected, it might not be enough. Cybercrime evolves daily.
It's actually true. The best thing you can do right now is get in touch with a trusted cybersecurity company called FX IT. Now, it's spelled EFEX. Now, get in touch with FX IT and organise your free cybersecurity audit, Stephen. I know you've organised one for next week.
His hand. He's coming out, the big fella. FX protects Adelaide businesses from hackers and gives you peace of mind so you can put your head on that pillow at night going, you know what, FX has got me.
You got it. Don't be an easy win for cyber criminals. Book your free security audit now at effects.com.au/protect. That is efex.com.au/protect.
Introducing the Pathway Living Collection, an affordable innovation from Selector Homes. A stylish range of transportable homes built with BlueScope steel TrueCore framing for strength, durability and peace of mind. Choose from 2, 3 or 4 bedroom designs, each packed with upgraded features. With 3 roof styles to choose from, the Pathway Living Collection gives you the freedom to live your way. Discover the new Pathway Living Collection only at Selector Homes. Visit selectorhomes.com.au.
Hi, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. When it comes to power bills, NRG Solar understands that South Australian businesses are feeling the pinch too. The Cheaper Home Battery program isn't just for homeowners. Eligible businesses can access those savings as well. NRG Solar takes a consultative approach with commercial customers, starting with how your business uses power, then designing a solar and battery solution that makes financial sense. Talk to NRG Solar and see what a solar and battery solution can do for your business. Visit nrgsolar.com.au.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
You can rely on Red Spot to keep Aussie airport rentals fair. We're the only car rental company who have kept our prices low during the fuel crisis. And we're the only Aussie-owned and operated choice in major airport terminals all over the country. Experience the local service that saw us named Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. For a deal you can rely on, book your next rental direct at redspot.com.au today or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
10 to 5 with Eddie Maguire joining us at 5 o'clock. Michael Voss parting ways with Carlton today. We'll go through his take very shortly. But right now, when you use ACET Transport Solutions, you're choosing to support local sporting clubs. Don't just send it, ACE it.
Perfectly placed for the left-footed Matt Crouch.
Matt Crouch, quick pick-up, the snap, and the goal.
On the 5AA Sports Show.
Matty, welcome.
Thanks, Roy. Thanks for having me.
Let's get straight into it at 10 to 5. How bad was that first half?
Yeah, it was pretty poor, wasn't it? I didn't think they played the way they wanted to play at all. It was probably the worst first half I've seen, or half of footy I've seen from the Crows this year. It was probably a fair bit around contest, but the ability for Richmond to be able to handball chain through the Crows and forward handball, which has become the game now, they were pretty slick in that first half, but the boys probably weren't anywhere near it, but they were able to wrestle momentum back in that second half.
And that's the credit to them, and it was player-led. There's no question about that. How did you think about the Nick Murray full forward?
I didn't like it, to be fair.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think he's, especially with Butts not playing and ball ace being that only key, I thought it was an obvious one for him to be playing back. But I think
because Worrell had to step up. He was all out to sea. Then he goes in there at the half time, and Worrell was one of your better players.
Yeah, and I think this week they will go back to Murray back. But I think against Richmond they probably thought it's a chance to try something. And I know he played in the sample ahead of the ball and as a forward, but I think his best position is behind the ball.
And again, we talk about the midfield. First half to the second half was one player. His name was Jordan Dawson, the skipper. Picked that team up and dropped them on his shoulders. What a half of footy.
Yeah, he was super. And I thought even his first half at half back, he was very good. He was solid as well. But yeah, they definitely needed him throughout the middle of the ground. And I sort of know why they've put him to half back. They want to get more flow on the ball and ball use. But yeah, he's probably too valuable around the footy for him. But I think we will still see a little bit of him behind the ball too, because he uses the ball so well. And Malira's been in great form as well. So I think you'll still see a little bit of Dawes behind the ball too.
What are they going to do with this midfield? Who are your four? Who do you want to back in? Well, they bat down to 5 or 6. Get rid of that.
Yeah.
Make some tough calls and load them up. As Campo said, 75% game time each between the four.
Yeah, well, I still think Soligo's obviously out of form, but I think he's in their best four. So I'd have Soligo, I'd have Rankin after the weekend, he was super. He's been great. I'd have Berry, and then Dawson as well. But I think also Rochelle through centre bounce. I think he has to play some centre bounce minutes as well. But yeah, I think with Archie coming back in, hopefully he can play a bit wing and forward. So I think the mix in there might settle itself down a little bit.
Everyone's going, Thilthorpe. Look how good Thilthorpe is when you get quick ball movement one-on-one. His second half was totally different than the first half, and that had nothing to do with him getting out there and, have a few sport. He just didn't have separation because he didn't have the speed of the ball. Why aren't the Crows playing with speed on the ball?
Yeah, well, the forwards are a byproduct of how the ball's moved, aren't they? And yeah, when he can get one-on-one and get good looks, he's a giant. And he's too good for a lot of defenders. But yeah, it's a frustrating one at the moment, isn't it, Rowey? They can go into that kick mark tempo sort of style of game where I know they want to defend with the ball, but I think they do play their best footy when they're attacking and using speed off half-back and getting the ball in there quickly.
Which is their DNA. Let's talk this T, the T sign. Do the players buy into it? T for tempo. They held it up probably 5 times on the weekend, and this is just my gut feel. Every time they turned it up, they didn't negate the scoring of the opposition because they would see it and they'd see that you're going slow, changing lanes, chipping it around and not trying to go with speed and all that sort of gear, and they go, well, hang on a sec, here's a little in for us. Let's have a crack here. If we get it over, we'll go straight back at them. What does it stand for, tempo, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's tempo. It's about sort of using the ball and kick marking the ball essentially and not making it a transition game. So yeah, and I think this year, I think if you asked me last year, I think it was a mode that they went to, and Murray Davis brought it in from Brisbane. They've been really good at Brisbane, being able to kick mark the ball. And I thought if you asked me that last year, it's worked. But this year, I think the game has changed. You look at some of the best teams. You look at Sydney. Off half-back, some of the better teams, how dynamic they are from half-back using forward handball, and that's something the Crows probably haven't been able to achieve so far this year.
Well, they're 18th for forward handball. For change of handball, they're 18th. For handball receives, they're 18th. They don't want to play that way, but yet I think that's their best mode of playing.
Yeah, I agree. When they do move the ball fast, I think it is their best way to go.
Yeah, so can they turn that around? Can they get rid of the T? Can they change that? Do they need to change it?
I think that there'll be discussions within the coaching group, and they'd have a lot more information and data on how they're going when they go to those modes as a coaching unit. But I think the discussion would be when they move the ball quickly, are we a better team on the back of it?
Yes, they are.
And I think they are.
Put your hand up. Yeah, yes, they are.
When they move the ball really quick, they are dangerous. So whether it's a mentality of the players when that board goes up, whether they sort of go defensive and into their shell, that's probably something they could look at.
Yeah, well, they do. I'm telling you, they do. I can only see what my eyes see. I can only go with what my gut tells me, and I'd love to know the stats of restriction as opposed to, scoring and what you've denied yourself the other way. When the Crows turn a ball over, they're one of the best teams at turnover scores, and they're one of the best teams at going straight back at you. and they're bloody hard to stop. You would agree with that?
Yeah, and on the weekend, I think off turnover, they scored heavily again.
11 goals, 11-7.
Yeah, so that's when they're at their best. And it's probably the biggest indicator as well. Stoppage is a big indicator of scoring from stoppage, and that's probably where they let themselves down at the moment too.
Got the Kangaroos this week, and I know it's home, but it won't be an easy task. They've improved, there's no doubt about that, and they got a pretty strong midfield, and led by their ruckman Sherry, who likes to throw it around. Yeah, he's a super player, and they've got some, because they've obviously been at the bottom of the ladder, they've got some high-end talent. And you probably look at their form line in the last month of footy, and they've been right Push
with
Sydney, didn't they?
Right with Sydney, and they're with Geelong until probably three-quarter time. So they've got they've been playing some really solid footy. So I think the Crows will have to be right at their best to beat them this week.
You wouldn't want to have that first half against Kangaroos, I don't reckon.
No, I definitely don't think. And I did a game with the Roos played Brisbane up in the Barossa, and I was really impressed with some of their young talent. Their midfield is strong, and they've got some real threats. So if the Crows come out like they did in the weekend, they'll be up against it.
Vossi, unfortunately, parted ways with Carlton alike. I was looking at your career. So you had Sando, of course, the great Phil Walsh. Campo filled in after Walshy, Pikey and Nixie.
Yeah.
When a coach does depart, what's the attitude inside, you reckon? What goes through a player's mind? Because you never want to get them on that rebound game normally, do you?
No.
And you've sort of been there and done that. What do you think changes in the mindset?
Oh, it's obviously a pretty deflating time as a footy club, because a player you feel partly responsible for that coach that's going as well. So, but yeah, the rebound of it is, guys, you normally see the next week the teams galvanise and come together and come out and have a strong performance. So I'm sure the Blues will do that this week.
Well done, Crouchy. Thanks for that, mate.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
Look forward to you seeing FIVEAA football coverage over the weekend. It's 2 minutes to 5, and whatever you need delivered, just make sure you don't just send it, but ace it. And when you do, you're helping them support over 25 sporting clubs and Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation. So don't just send it, ace it at aceittransport.au. Eddie Maguire next.
Rowey and Timmy G, the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Iconic singer-songwriter Suzanne Vega is bringing her Flying with Angels tour to Adelaide. Don't miss her at the Theberton, Thursday, September 24th.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're a landlord, you've probably done a drive-by or two, just to make sure your tenants are looking after the place. Because there's nothing worse than driving past your investment and seeing a dead lawn. It's heartbreaking. It also means it's time to get in touch with McGain Property Management, the kind of property managers that ensure your home is looked after, inside and out. So, call Kylie and the team at McGain Property Management for a chat today.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
Predicting when the kids will finally go to sleep? Impossible. But with NG every day, a little more certainty is possible. You can lock in your rates until 1 July 2027, and we'll let you know if there's a cheaper NG plan on every bill with our best offer check. Energy that puts your mind at ease. With NG, it's possible. Search NG for more. Not available all areas, residential customers only. Plan fact sheets available online. Best offer check based on applicable best offer regulations.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? 2, the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow and 24. With the 5 o'clock news, good evening, I'm Mel Usher.
Nurse Next Door. We offer caregiving and nursing services to help you to stay at home. nursenextdoor.com.au.
The federal government has confirmed tonight's budget will include measures to make it easier for young people to purchase a home. While Labor hasn't detailed the changes, it's expected the 50% capital gains discount will be axed and negative gearing deductions will be restricted. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, Treasurer Jim Chalmers and Finance Minister Katie Gallagher have taken to social media to flag the measures. The trio claim it will make the property market fairer.
Buying your first home shouldn't feel impossible.
But right now, too many young people feel locked out of the housing market.
Tonight, we're changing Australia's tax system to level the playing field for them.
This is about doing the right thing to help more young Australians buy a home of their own.
The Australian Defence Force has confirmed the death of an Army soldier during a parachute training exercise at Jervis Bay on the New South Wales south coast. Special Air Services member Warrant Officer 2nd Class Lachlan Muddle died after he collided with another paratrooper several hundred feet above the ground. Major General Garth Gould says both paratroopers were highly experienced instructors.
Training was part of a 6-week block of advanced military freefall training. Both of the soldiers involved in this were very senior soldiers involved in the instruction of that course. It was early in the evening with low light conditions. The people involved in the training were using night vision goggles.
A man has been busted with a blood alcohol reading almost 5 times the legal limit. A Kia sedan was reported swerving all over the road on Park Terrace at Salisbury this morning. Police caught up with the driver in a shopping centre car park. He allegedly produced a reading of .246. The 42-year-old has been reported and will appear in court at a later date. Researchers have a better understanding of why breast cancer can return many years after successful treatment. A study by the Garvan Institute has found rogue cancer cells change their programming, allowing them to grow at a remarkably slow pace. Associate Professor Liz Calden says by growing slowly, they can evade detection for decades.
What's particularly important about this is understanding how cancer can develop by different mechanisms and understanding how each of these different types of cancers have different things that make them tick.
An estate in Los Angeles with ties to the Manson murders has popped up as a rental. The mansion was built at the site of the 1969 massacre. The original home where the Tate murders happened was torn down in the 1990s. Now turning to 5AA sport, and it's been a big 24 hours for the Carlton Football Club. Michael Voss is gone as coach after only managing 1 win so far this season. He's opened up to afl.com.au about today's exit.
You know, the job that you do is about moments and sharing memories and, you know, clearly obviously the highs of the 4 points and the big wins and, you know, some of the premierships, and you form a lot of memories. And so, you know, talking to those people is tough when you've had sort of 4 or 5 years where you've, you know, worked so closely together.
The Crows are preparing for North Melbourne at home on Saturday night. Isaac Rankin says they're getting better every week.
Clearly not at you know, the level we want to be at, probably the heights of last year, but I think we've come a long way in the last few weeks. There's been a lot of lessons to be learned and probably just tidying up a few areas, and I feel like, you know, we're building again.
Taylor Walker has hinted he could be back from a hamstring injury this weekend. And it's goodbye to the LA Lakers. The Oklahoma City Thunder have bundled them out of the NBA playoffs, winning 115-110 to wrap up their series 4-0. There is some talk it could have been the final game of LeBron James's career. Now checking 5AA traffic.
A lot of crashes look out from the drive home tonight. One at Brooklyn Park, Henley Beach Road near Wadden Road. Another smash at Nullarbor Gardens, Knight Street out front of the school. Another smash causing quite big delays at Elizabeth Vale, Phillip Highway at the John Rice Avenue roundabout. Slow going after a crash getting cleaned up Colonel Light Gardens, Springbank Road near Kent Road with the Camera Days Road, Ferreton Park. The Chemist Warehouse Mayhem sale is on now. Stock up and save and shop half-price cosmetics and vitamins at Chemist Warehouse. Shop in-store or online today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 24. Thursday, partly cloudy, 24. Then showers increasing Friday, 23. Right now, it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, an SAS soldier killed in parachute training. The second death in 2 years.
Crow star Isaac Rankin steals the show at Guy Sebastian's Adelaide concert. Comprehensive coverage of tonight's federal budget. The changes set to affect you. And new clues on why breast cancer returns and how to stop it coming back. 9 News. Your news. 986 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Look at your hands. 5 digits, 14 joints, 27 bones, multiple tendons and nerves, but a lot can go wrong. If you're experiencing hand pain, it can drastically affect your lifestyle. If it's happening to you, get in touch with GRIP, a specialised hand and wrist practice with a team of highly qualified hand surgeons and therapists. From therapy to surgery, GRIP can help you get to the source of the pain and provide a solution. Visit gripsurgery.com.au.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. And right now, you don't have to wait. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's end of financial year unlocked event is on right now. So you can jump in early and get first pick from a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next day servicing. No waiting, no missing out. End of financial year unlocked event ends June 30. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show, the 5AA Sports Show.
Still to come, Eddie Maguire as Michael Voss parts ways as coach of Carlton. SACA president Will Rayner as the BBL holds on privatisation. Plus, Adelaide Thunderbirds Shamira Sterling-Humphrey and your calls. Get involved in the show.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
7 after 5, Michael Voss has spoken as well, so you'll hear him later this hour on the show. 8223 0000 is our number if you want to call in. It's time for Eddie.
And now,
you got to listen to me, mate.
on the 5AA Sports Show,
I'll give you the tip.
it's Eddie Maguire.
I'll tell you what's going on.
Thanks to Lexus of Adelaide, South Australia's exclusive Lexus dealer. Exceptional service plus encore benefits like complimentary loan cars and premium events.
It certainly has been a big week in footy.
And Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Yeah, brings us Eddie. Eddie, welcome. Is there such a thing as a club and a coach mutually agreeing to part ways?
Yeah, there is. I had one with Tony Shaw when I first was president of Collingwood back in 1999. And Shaw, he coached out the year. On this occasion, Carlton have and Vossi have said, no, that'll do us, and we'll get Josh Fraser in. So that's another good Collingwood bloke over there. Hopefully the Collingwood infiltration and curse of Carlton continues. We made Mick Lighthouse a life member, not for what he did at Collingwood, what he did at Carlton.
Love it. Eddie. Love it. Love it.
And righties over there as well. But no, it's look, it's one of those ones. I firmly believe, and with good reason, that I think Carlton at the start of the year thought we don't need to sack another coach. All we have is a reputation of killing coaches in recent times for no real benefit. Give Vossi the chance. Don't forget they lost 3 of their key players. They were never really going to be much this year, I wouldn't have thought. Excuse me. And then, but let's see how they go. Now, you know, apart from their last quarters, they've been reasonably competitive. They haven't been the worst team in the AFL, but nothing was happening for them. And look, I think the pressure of what happened in recent times with Elijah Hollands around their club, the whole build-up, the fact that Vossi knew that he was a dead man walking, the fact that the Carlton Football Club want to get into the market. I don't think yesterday's announcement of more talk about Tasmania, which we did on the Eddie and Jimmy podcast, and then was followed up last night on the TV shows. I don't think that had anything to do with it. It's been building. I believe there were discussions with various people at the football convention that is gathered around in Adelaide between Carlton and various people, and just starting to feel each other out. And Vossi I think he just needs a break. He's done. There's nothing more he could do. That's it. He's gone.
Nah, fair call. Hey, Chris Davies, the GM of football at Carlton. I'm drawing a long bow here. He was joined at the hip for many a year with Ken Hinkley. Could Ken end up at Carlton, Eddie?
Well, he would certainly not be the the worst candidate by any stretch. I mean, he's suddenly top of the pops at the moment, Ken. I mean, Tasmania, we're talking about him. I would think that Ken would be a great football manager for Tasmania.
That's what I reckon.
If I was going to, if I had my sort of hit list, I'd have probably him as football manager, maybe Nathan Buckley as coach. Graham Wright's history has been to go and get a fresh coach in. He did that with Craig McRae at Collingwood, who had extensive background as a coach, development coach, assistant coach, and even going back to working with Clarko when he first came in at Hawthorn. So that could open things up in that way. I suppose the three at the top of the pops are Adam Simpson, John Longmire, and Kenny Hinkley. I think of those, Ken seems to be the one leaning into it a bit more. He's been really good in the media, as you guys know. I think he did a pretty good job at Port Adelaide. So, I think, Ken, if you wanted to go down that senior route, it's always hard. I've always felt that the three big Melbourne clubs in Collingwood, Essendon and Carlton, it's really hard work if you're a first-time coach, unless you've got, a power of work behind you. And, Craig McRae was that at Collingwood, being able to walk in and build from there. But, there have been guys who they've tried in the past, David Teague, etc., who just haven't worked. Brendan Bolton, it's a big go being the the coach of the Carlton Football Club. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. They're going to go through the full investigation, which I think is a good thing. Graham Wright, I thought maybe he might have had somebody in his back pocket over the last few months. Certainly they've been caucusing various people and just feeling out. So, they're in the race now and they're the first to market.
Hey, Eddie, with the AFL fixture just being leaked out, we heard a rumour a few weeks ago that they were going to do it in the next three stages of 16 to 19, 20 to 23, and then 24 on its own. But maybe they had a little listen to the outside noise, and they're going to release 16 to 22 on Thursday, we believe. So that'll just leave 23 and 24 to be decided. So a better way of releasing it. I'm still not real sure about 23 and 24.
Well, I think it's just to make sure we're not putting dead rubbers on Friday night football. That I don't mind what they're doing. They clearly listen to your show, and you're concerned of people being able to book their tickets to go to football games, which is fair enough. Yes. I mean, these are the things that they're not small things. Football tourism is a massive part of the economy, and that's the whole idea of Gather Round. It's the whole idea of having State of Origin back in Western Australia. So, your point was well made. And I think, ultimately, I'm not being silly about this, I think they did. I think they listened and thought, we've got to stop poking people in the eye. And if, particularly in the back half of the year, if your club's not going that well, to get people to still go on a trip to wherever they've got to go, interstate, to go and watch their team, make it easy for people. There's a lot to be said for making life easy for people and keeping them happy. And I think the AFL listened.
Well, that's good news indeed. Some timekeeping blunders, I believe, in Geelong, Collingwood, Crows, Richmond. What happened there? How can you get the time wrong?
Yeah, I know. I wanted to ring the bell a lot earlier in that last quarter, Collingwood and Geelong. But, look, it's one of the things. Now, I've been talking to a couple of well, I'll be honest with you, I spoke to Greg Swan and Andrew Dillon today, and we were actually talking about the timekeepers. And it is human error. It happens. But we're also, and I'll throw this up, I'd like to get your thoughts, guys, because what's happening is the games go long, but we have 45 to 55 seconds between each goal now. And one that I brought up with Swanee today was, we brought in the 30-second rule for having shot at goal to speed the game up because Matthew Lloyd was, cooking a roast dinner in between lining up and actually kicking the ball. But I think what's happened now, though, is that everybody takes the 30 seconds. All the midfielders want time to be able to get there, get some breathing into them. Teams are wanting to set up. I just reckon 30 seconds to line up for a goal is nonsense. Now, when you go back to the great players, you don't need 30 seconds to line up for a goal. Go back, put it through, have a shot. And I just think we've added in all these other areas. And I'd like your thoughts on even time on. Now that the umpires are getting in and throwing it up quickly, do we need to blow time on every time? Didn't used to in the old days. When the ball goes over the line out of bounds, we've now got, the player can run and fish it out of the gutter because he's got the ball, he's got the play on. There's boundary umpires everywhere and umpires, get the ball in and get it going. I don't know whether we need to keep stopping it because what's happened is obviously they've stopped the play. somebody's forgot to hit it to turn the time clock back on. And then when they have, they've gone an extra minute rather than taking a minute off. So it's a cock up all round and panic at 15 paces. But I just think, I think we probably just have too much of it, to be honest. I don't know. What do you think, boys?
With the 30 seconds for goal, I remember talking to some players recently, and they just said, Timmy, it's not like the forwards of the old day where you stood there and waited for it to come in. He said, we're pressing right up the ground, and then we've got to sprint back into that 50. And he said, and then, I take a mark and I've got to go back from a shot. He said, I'm up and buff and trying to catch my breath. So I sort of went, I didn't think of that element to it, that perhaps does happen.
Tim, I agree entirely with that, but boo-hoo. Train a bit harder. Train harder. If it's the same thing for everybody, it's a game of attrition. You actually should be.
Well, I like fatigue in the game. I like it.
I don't know why we keep pandering to duds. If you're good enough to take the mark, go back and kick it through, you deserve to win the medal for the best goal kicker. But, what are we going to do? Start bringing out our oxygen to get on? I mean, I just think we have become a nation of complete sooks. Come on, man up and get on with it. Get back, take your kick, put it through. While we run up the ground, okay, we'll change your tactic then. Yeah. There you go. If your coach is actually making it, giving you a tactic and a game plan that you can't adhere to because you can't run long enough, change the tactic.
Yeah.
I look at sometimes, when you even say Collingwood with Mason Cox running up in a position, you go, why don't you just go and stand in the goal square, drag somebody back, and have the relief kick for him to be able to take a mark? Yeah. Everyone copies everybody. It's the same thing over and over. Yeah, bad luck. Go back, take your kick, and if it, kick it within 10 or 15, play on.
Nah, well said, Eddie. Hey,
speeds the game up a bit, but anyway, I think we're trying to. I think sometimes we, in an imperfect world, we do try to make it perfect. I mean, the great thing about our game used to be it was an oval ball on an oval ground with 40 blokes in the old days running around who some knew the rules, some didn't, but we made it up as we went. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with you. Josh Rochelle copped some online abuse. I mean, there's some idiots out there, Eddie, isn't there?
Yeah, but again, we can't solve the world. They're idiots. Unless we bring in legislation where we're able to trace these people, then I think we should just start moving past it. I think what Josh did was great. He brought attention to it, and we understand that. But, look, my son plays in America, plays college football. You want to see what they cop? Now, that's not saying that's, harden up or anything else there, but I just sometimes think, bringing attention to these things week in, week out, unless there is a genuine issue, which the police should be all over, and, I think we should be going at these companies, the social media companies, and tracking these people. You shouldn't be able to do that. If I came up to you in the street and said that, or got on television and said it or whatever, you get arrested. So I don't know why we have all these laws. We've got laws that work if we enforce them.
Yep.
And I really feel for Josh in the situation. But, I think in a lot of these times, look, I've got plenty over the years. I don't read it, or I read it with a half a laugh because you think, keyboard warriors, some bloke under his, mum's stairs or something, banging away there thinking he's a big man. Who cares? just I mean, have you ever met people who abuse you online and you actually find out who they are and you look at them and go, oh, my God, what was I thinking worrying about these idiots?
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Walk past. You're a football star.
Yeah,
chest up, head up, and tell them to get lost and say, if you want to come and, I'll meet you around the back of the stand after the match if you want to have a crack.
Yeah, well, we can't do that anymore. It's a pity because that's self-policing, and I love those days.
But again, we're pandering to the imbeciles rather than to people who actually stand up for themselves. Yeah. And I just don't like it. I think it's gone the wrong way. I agree with Josh, and I think it's really good that he came out and said what he said because with mental health, it's really important, and I think it's good for kids who are being bullied to see these things. But at the same time, I don't want to be giving oxygen to dickheads any further.
Yeah, well said. Let's police it. Hey, Eddie, as always, thanks for your time, you legend.
You guys are unbelievable, almost as unbelievable as the deals at Lexus of Adelaide. And and don't forget tonight, get down to Harvey Norman Clearance so that you can get those beautiful big TVs to watch Footy Classified tonight. We've got Michael Voss's interview with Damien Barrett. We're going through the whole situation. Lots of good news. And I might have a good one for you. There might be a new team coming into the AFLW competition.
Oh, gee whiz.
new
There you
team.
go. A new team.
Well,
Tassie?
it can only be Tassie.
Well, Tassie might be coming in, but there might be another one as well.
Hello.
Get ready.
Footy classified.
hello.
Get ready.
Get on board.
Get ready.
Northern
Go on, have a
Territory, Indigenous.
He's not going to give it to you. You're gonna watch.
No, go on. Yeah.
Lexus are putting a team in.
And Harvey Norman.
Well done, Eddie.
All I'll say, guys, is make sure you watch tonight. There's lots of good stories.
Good.
To be sure.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, well done, Eddie Maguire. All thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. You got to get those washing machines, dishwashers, TVs, you name it, and they get new stock every week. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, 919 Marion Road, Marion and Lexus of Adelaide. Bring us Eddie.
They do. 21 after 5. We will hear from Michael Voss straight after we check traffic.
Quite a few crashes to look out from the drive home. One at Prospect just come in, Regency Road near Stewart Road, another one at Buckland Park, Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road, and a smash at Brooklyn Park tonight, Henley Beach Road near Wadden Road. Slow going right now, Tapley's Hill Road, Glenelg North, with the camera Cudmore Terrace at Henley Beach. Stop drink driving, as South Australia Police will stop you with more patrols and more driver testing. Think road safety. A message from the Government of South Australia. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
If you're after legendary reliability and safety, get a Toyota forklift. Yep, Toyota is still the world's #1 forklift brand, famous across just about every industry for their reliability and safety. That's the Toyota Forklift Advantage. And with great electric options and branches all over the country, find the right Toyota forklift for you at toyotamaterialhandling.com.au. Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here on 7 News. Shock new details about a school toilet cleaner accused of sexually assaulting a student. An Adelaide council slammed for finding a charity delivering food to the needy. And Crow star Isaac Rankin's surprise concert cameo.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia, with a new fleet and plenty of hybrid options too. Experience the exceptional service that earned us Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. Book direct and save now at redspot.com.au today, or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
So you live on the gazillionth floor of an apartment building, and you were told no flies up here, mate. Guess what? They're wrong. Flies, mozzies, and even birds. How do you keep them out? How do you keep your pets in? Phantom Screens, that's how. Phantom Screens have retractable screen solutions for almost any situation. Single doors, sliding doors, stackers, you name it. Keep the creepy crawlies out and let the fresh air in. PhantomScreens.com.au. Phantom Screens. Now you see it. Now you don't.
Rundle Street East is where Adelaide comes to feel inspired. This vibrant city boulevard balances historic charm and modern sophistication. Discover leading Australian fashion labels like Victoria & Woods, Assembly Label, Morrison, Caliber and Saba, alongside sought-after lifestyle brands like Homey and Gorman. From long lunches to late nights, cafes, restaurants and wine bars spill onto the street, shaping a place to linger, return to and rediscover. This is Rundle Street East.
Get a triple points boost on every shop in-store at Woolworths. Just boost the offer in the Everyday Rewards app before you shop and see your points take off. Offer available in-store only. Ends May 19. Only at Woolworths. T's and C's apply.
The things you value deserve the best protection. Your car, your tools, your weekend projects. Alpha Industries garages and sheds will keep them safe from rain, hail and the harsh Australian sun. Made from genuine Australian blue scope steel and fully welded for strength and durability, built with you in mind. South Australian owned and operated for over 40 years, Alpha Industries builds garages and sheds that work as hard as you do. Explore the range and ask for a quote today at alphaindustries.com.au.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
25 after 5, Michael Voss speaking on what led to him resigning.
I just been feeling, particularly the last week, there was time. Why that conversation was important was because I didn't want the result to really be the emotional or acute response to change my opinion. I was hoping for a miracle on grass too there at one stage, but didn't quite. So had a coffee with Bluch in the morning and it got activated pretty quick. I talked to Chris Davies soon afterwards and the sort of wheels got put in motion.
God, that's class. He's class. Yeah. Of course, bloody sad for him. Because that's it. It didn't work at Brisbane. It hasn't worked there.
Yeah.
You know.
And the thing about
He'd be a bloody good footy manager.
Well, who knows? Who knows? And he'll find another.
I don't want him lost in the game, but
he's a great bloke.
How well did he speak then?
Yeah, he speaks really well. And look, it's just that it can't turn out for everybody, can it?
No.
It's as simple as that. It's not an easy gig, and you have to have a lot go right. So,
right.
Just a quick text too. Kev says, "I texted you guys a while ago about reducing the shot clock in the AFL. I still argue Eddie spoke like a guy that's never played, and telling you, I have spoken to players who say." A lot of the times it takes them. If somebody's deliberately milking that clock, absolutely give them a hurry up. But I don't think it's an issue at the moment like it once was.
If you're out of breath, you're out of breath.
Yeah.
Hello, John.
Hey, gentlemen. Hopefully I'll get this done before my wife comes home.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, no, well, it was supposed to be cooking, but anyway. Just two things. You mentioned Rowey and Tim about the body of work, whether you prefer Crows or Port. And I know you always go for the win, right? But if you're talking, I think the question should be, what game style and ball movement do you actually like?
Okay.
And if that was the question, you'd have to go for Port Adelaide because I think the Crows have been horrible this year. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, make a point about was, and it was interesting, Matty Crouch said something about that based on the weekend that the Crows weren't playing the way they wanted to play. Well, I actually reckon that's 100% wrong because if you listen to what Rory Laird said today, I think it might have been today, with Kim Dillon, he said this, quote, "There's a risk going quickly early when the other teams are fresh." So are we to now think that they'd prefer to go in at quarter time or half time behind rather than risk going in at quarter time or half time well in front?
So, Johnny,
that's
it's
a
a
bizarre
tactic.
comment.
You're saying it's a tactic.
That would nearly be the dumbest football comment I've heard. And if that is to be true, I would love to get Nixie or a coach on and discuss that. Let's get one on this week because I'll drill down on that. That is ridiculous.
Try and find that, Johnny, and see if we can investigate a bit more.
What a ridiculous football comment.
You wouldn't want to do that.
What?
What is it? The old dope on a rope tactic.
Rope-a-dope?
Yeah, the rope-a-dope with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, where you sort of wear them out and then you take them over. Maybe
Hello,
that's
Dave.
the tactic.
Here's Dave at Byron Bay. He'll have a comment about that.
Look, I do, Rowey. Actually, I think it was Johnny, your last guy. I'm following up from that. Look, something's wrong within the team. It was listless, like an absolutely horrific first half. First Richmond, I can't remember a half like that for a number of years. There's a lot of stuff in the media in recent days, not just what Johnny mentioned, but about other senior players having some issues with coaching staff. So, look, with the man with his ear to the ground, your thoughts about players feeling about the game plan. Is there any disharmony happening at Westmead? Because for the first time, I actually feel like, is there a chance that Nix is losing the playing group here?
Oh, well, no one's going to suggest any of that, and all that will play out with wins and losses. But I'm at a loss at that comment, and we're going to have to get that grab from Lairdy on an Oppo radio station. I want to play that to a assistant this week and get the true context of it. So basically you're saying, let's go slow, let's be cautious, let's not give the ball up.
While they're
let's
fresh.
Defend well, because while they're fresh, they could come back as fast as and they could get multiple goals and all that. Are they spooked? I'm just thinking out loud from that. Are they spooked from losing those two finals in straight sets and not winning a quarter in straight sets? Are they spooked? They're being too cautious and defensive for their own bloody
It's probably the language that we've been talking about since round one, isn't it? Is cautious.
Well, how ironic, because remember 2023 they went fast and high scoring, 2024 too defensive and it fell apart.
Why would you rob Peter to pay Paul? What's their strength? Everyone knows it. Go straight at and play fast footy and attack.
Stacked.
And get it one-on-one to three really good forwards. And one of them in particular,
and Smalls,
who's actually an All-Australian from last year.
Your Smalls won your showdown.
And exactly.
Keezy.
I am
Rankin and Michelle.
Miffed at that comment. We're going to get it. Drill it down by the end of the week. Hello, Adrian.
G'day, Rowey. G'day, Timmy. 100% right, the last two callers. I called in a couple of weeks ago and spoke with the Silver Fox Clooney. You weren't there, Rowey, but Timmy was, and I posed the question: how many times can we lose the same way? Now, we should be treating the game on Sunday as a loss because we got smashed by a bunch of kids. McAndrew gave us first use, 2-1 advantage for the hit-outs, 10 to advantage, so we're getting first use. Campo said something interesting about structure and body positioning, meaning if we're getting first use, why aren't we getting the first possession? And there's been a bloke there for 5 years who's had that job. And, Rowey, you wanted to know what the T stands for, mate. I don't want to get dumped, but it rhymes with bird. And he's been rolling it in glitter for 5 years, mate.
Yeah, I love that call, Adrian. Yeah, I'm not going to say the word either.
No, yeah, Adrian shouldn't do that. Talking about George Clooney, I nearly spat my water out.
Adrian, great call.
It's catching on. Time for the 5:30 headlines. We're going to talk to the SACA president next, Will Rayner. Lots of talk around the Big Bash and its privatisation, and the players are now having their say.
Rowey and Timmy G.
The 5AA Sports Show.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the 5:30 News headlines. It's budget day for the Albanese government. They'll hand down the financial blueprint at 7 tonight. The House of Representatives has observed a moment's silence to honour a Special Forces sniper who died after a parachute incident in New South Wales. 5 Australians are in good health after being repatriated to the Netherlands following that deadly outbreak of hantavirus. And in sport, Michael Voss claims he's at peace with the decision to resign as Carlton coach. Now checking 5AA traffic.
A few crashes look out from the drive home on a Prospect, Regency Road near Stewart Road, another one at Buckland Park, Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road, and a crash getting cleared still at Brooklyn Park, delays clearing to Henley Beach Road near Wadden Road. Camero Kings Road, Paralawi. Hospital can be scary and lonely for sick kids. This May, you can give happiness to a seriously ill child in hospital. Donate at starlight.org.au because happiness matters. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 24. Right now it's 20 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Back in September of 2024, the former Tasmanian Fire Service Chief, Dermot Barry, handed down a report.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
The review of the South Australian MFS's regional operations.
5AA Breakfast.
It's a pretty ugly picture of regional services in South Australia that the MFS is responsible for.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Underfunded, under-resourced, and not fit for purpose.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. And right now, you don't have to wait. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's end of financial year unlocked event is on right now. So you can jump in early and get first pick from a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next day servicing. No waiting, no missing out. End of financial year unlocked event ends June 30. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
Honey, have you seen my shirt?
It's on the ironing board. Kids, charge your phones, please.
This everyday slice of life is powered by Solar Power Direct, providing solar and home battery storage to families all over South Australia. With Solar Power Direct, life goes on. Visit South Australia's largest renewable energy showroom at 314 Torrens Road, Croydon Park. solarpowerdirect.com.au.
Sliding doors and windows, they've got one job: to slide open and close with ease. But what happens when they don't? Well, then you call our friends at Rollerco. Rollerco has parts for just about every sliding door and window ever made. Their range is enormous, way more than you'll find anywhere else. They can even give you advice on how to fix it yourself with minimal fuss. Do what I did. Call into Shop 3, 26 Jacobson Crescent at Holden Hill, or visit the website rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
Cup of tea, dear. The kettle's on. Would you like a cup of tea, love?
If you're concerned about hearing loss for a loved one, book an appointment with Can Do Hearing. candohearing.com.au. That sounds better.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Plan ahead with Phil Hoffman Travel and Asmara Cruises. Book your 2027 or 28 cruise and enjoy 30% off, plus first pick of the best staterooms. Explore immersive itineraries across Australia, the Mediterranean, Japan and Northern Europe with extended stays in port. Plus receive up to $750 onboard credit to enhance every moment, both ashore and at sea. Offer ends 30th of June. Visit pht.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
24 minutes to 6. This is the Cricket Australia CEO in Todd Greenberg yesterday.
I have a view that I think what the future looks like is global T20 leagues will have, and I use this term loosely, a concept of a Grand Slam where there'll be 3 or 4 major T20 global leagues participating around the world. And clearly the IPL has already found its niche. I think the 100's anchored itself into a slot. And unashamedly, we want to ensure that the BBL sits in that apex and also owns and controls a period and a window of time, which we currently call some part of December and the primary part of January. And we do not want to lose our primacy as a Tier 1 global league. But if we can't pay the players the right amount and we can't generate salary caps that can compete, then the fear is that that window will be provided somewhere else. And that's an open question on us.
Well, we're going to go a little bit local on this, right to the SACA chair and president. Well, he's the back-to-back champion. G'day, Will Rayner. How are you?
Will.
I'm well, thanks, Timmy. Rowey, how are you?
You got to claim those back-to-back shields, mate, and because success, as we know, we had a massive drought, so we've got to enjoy it while we're in it. So claim that title, mate.
Yeah, the guys did a great job, didn't they? And we'll keep talking about it for a long time. I think some people are talking about the next season already, so there's always 3 to aim for, but it was a great couple of months and the guys thoroughly deserved it.
Yeah. Well done. Congratulations to all.
So we just heard from Todd Greenberg there. We know that the privatisation was floated around as a concept, didn't appear to get up. What was our position on it, and what do you think the future is, case for and against privatisation?
I think if you take it back one step, that the process that Cricket Australia started was actually just a review of Big Bash in totality.
Yep.
Going back to Todd's comments there, we need to make sure that the Big Bash is as strong and as profitable, as popular as it possibly can be, not only for our own cricket supporters, but to make sure we've got a great career path for our cricketers and obviously that financial success then is just reinvested back in the game at grassroots and in community resources. So it started with a review of Big Bash, and SACA's view has always been very supportive of that review.
Yep.
We want to make sure Big Bash is as successful as possible. The discussion around privatisation, we've been proposing for a while now. This is SACA ad model that would mean that states had the option to sell or not to sell, and we felt it was important that we had choice over who we would partner with and whether or not we sold any of the strikers. And yes, there's been a pause in that process with Cricket Australia, but we're still working with them because we think that overall ideal of making sure Big Bash is as strong as possible is still really, really valid. But also we've got to make sure that we, as far as SACA goes, maintains the control that we want of the strikers.
How do we compare, because you mentioned IPL and we know that's sort of a little bit standalone, but how do we compare, say, with the UAE comp and the South Africa comp, which sort of overlaps ours? Are we, as a level, on that level, and is the money a lot different?
Yeah, the money is a lot different. Depends which money you're talking about. If you look at the crowds and the competition itself, I mean, Big Bash has been very successful for a long time. Some of those other leagues, that the top tier players can get some more money. I think our salary cap would be deeper and probably broader, if it makes sense.
Okay,
so I think our mid-tier is probably getting comparably a little bit more.
Right.
But I think the comments that Todd was making, we are in a global market for talent now, but we also want to have a competition where we're getting our own homegrown test stars wanting to play and able to play as well. So making sure that we get the window is also critical. So
the schedule.
Everyone wants to see Travis Head. They want to see Alex Carey. They want to see Steve Smith and Mitchell Stark and the guys. So we've got to make sure we've got our own window for Big Bash as well, where we're seeing our own homegrown talent as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, Will, reading all of that, SACA's stance is you're in favour of privatisation or you're open to it, but you didn't want to be a first mover.
Well, we'll do what's right for SACA. And I think if we were to invite some private capital in or some external investment in, it would be on our terms and only if it's the right thing for South Australia. And you can only sort of sell the farm once, I suppose. So, SAC it's a great organisation. We've got great support. It means we've actually got some good financial strength. So we don't need to go out there and sell just for money's sake alone. So if we were doing it, it would be for the right reasons. Yeah. Making sure that we've got control of the future game, control of the talent, control of the pathways, because that's what we're here for, not just for the professional game, but making sure that junior and community cricket is getting funded and we can support that. So we would just take that very broad picture of making sure it's the right thing for the long term for South Australia.
Okay, so on that, are the Strikers profitable for you, and how many of the other states, their teams, are profitable for their state cricket?
Yeah, the Strikers are a really critical part of what we do, and you see the crowds that we get. Got that, the New Year's Eve Big Bash. We've sort of made that event of our own. We're getting sort of 42,000 people to that. We've got 34,000 SACA members, and that gets you tickets into the Strikers as well. It makes us effectively the largest cricket club in the world. So, it would be crazy to sell something if we didn't need to, unless there was a really strong reason to do it. But we would take a very cautious approach into that, and that's why we're working with Cricket Australia and all the parties to see, what is the structure that would work. Going back to that first principle, how do we make Big Bash bigger, better and stronger? Private investment might be part of that for us, but it might not as well. And we just want to make sure we've got the options available to us to say no if we want.
Yeah, well done. Have any of your striker players, I don't know if the word is threatened to boycott BBL due to the privatisation plan falling over? Have you been in consultation with any of the players via their managers or coaches to gauge an interest in that?
No, I haven't, and I don't think boycott sort of anyone's mentioning that. I think what you've sort of seen is a couple of the Cricket Australia contracted players are having those discussions with Cricket Australia at the moment because they're going through those Cricket Australia contracts. So that would be for them to discuss. It wouldn't be abnormal to see those sorts of argy-bargy at this time of year when everyone's arguing over contracts. So it's I think quite expected, but it does bring back to reality why we're looking at the future of Big Bashes, because we do need to be competitive on a global scale, not just in domestically, to make sure we have the best players playing for us. So that's a challenge for all of us. We want everyone to make sure that everyone collectively is benefiting from a really strong competition.
When you were talking about scheduling and the like and getting the clean air for our competition, it is important, isn't it? I see the quote here from Pat Cummins saying that when we play Bangladesh in 2 test matches, that puts a lot of our guys out of the auction for the 100 in the UK. Yeah. So he said none of the guys will go in that auction because they'll play those tests. He said, but that won't be the case forever. So getting, I think, that clear air for our T20 comp with the UAE, South Africa and India, making sure that we're all maybe working together as far as that goes, that'll help the players also benefit because they will be able to cross over.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is an issue for global cricket. This is not a South Australian issue or an Australian issue even. So we've got an incredibly crowded international calendar of Red Bull, international duties. You could throw World Cups in there. Apart from England, most people are playing in our Southern Hemisphere summers. So you get these really complex and crowded calendars. If you look at a sport like football, soccer, they do a pretty good job of protecting windows for private competitions and then for World Cups and international duties. I know that the ICC is looking at the structure of the global game as well to sort of protect these windows because otherwise we're all sort of just cannibalising each other. So it's a global issue that's really, really complex, and we've got to make sure we're playing enough and protecting the competitions. But then also you see the other side of the argument that players saying, well, I just want to play more and I should be a free agent. So it's a really complex argument. I'm really comfortable that SACA and Cricket Australia are approaching it in the right way to make sure it's what's best for Australian cricket.
I just hope state pride, and we saw it with Alex Carey, outweighs a pay packet. And they're the things the SACA's going to have to try and get the intrinsic value of. I mean, the players want money. I want to play here, I want to be a mercenary, I want to earn this, I want to earn that. There needs to be an organisation and there needs to be a governing body, and there also needs to be a state that does put money back in to development as the SACAs do. I'm fearful about this. It's greed, Will, for me. Greed.
Yeah, although so I certainly wouldn't be supporting greed. But But I think you also do need to invest in the competition to make sure that it's a competitive marketplace, and it is their job after all. So I'm really comfortable and supportive of our current squad. They all, without exception, really love playing for SACA and for South Australia. Some do have conflicts and contracts, and I think someone like Travis has been unfairly criticised for having to head over to the IPL. I mean, he's got a very large contract, and you can understand why those people want him to go over there for the start of the IPL. But when we won that Shield final, for instance, I think it was the second or third text message I got was from Trav in the middle of the night in India. Like, don't leave anything aside. They all want to play for South Australia. So we just got to get these windows right. And it's not so much for this group of players. I think it's just making sure the future group of players coming through in 10, 20 years' time have the options available that we want.
Hey, mate, some good news on the local front too. Jake Weatherall back in town.
Yeah, great to see. We'll have potentially Australia's opening partnership opening for South Australia going forward. And
good.
The squad's looking really deep at the moment. It's great to see Liam Scott get picked up for the white ball squads in Bangladesh and Pakistan as well. And obviously we've got Trav doing great things. So, it's looking really strong at the moment. The bowling list is looking really strong and deep as well. So I know the guys are looking forward to getting stuck back into it, and it won't be too long we start playing some cricket again.
Yeah. Hey, one last one, Will. Well done on the 10 million Karen Rolton redevelopment. How much did the state government tip in?
It was 50-50. So,
wow.
Working with the state government on that, and it'll be great. It was already a great facility, but the lights now will be broadcast quality lights, so we can have first-class cricket under lights there, and also improving the embankment on the eastern side, so there'll be really comfortable lawn peering there. And importantly, the lights that we had there, we'll put them out the back on the old Railways Oval, so we can play more community and premier cricket under lights as well. So, great example of actually if you success enables us to do this investment back into community assets. So it's a great announcement. We were really pleased to make it.
Well done, Will. Thanks very much for your time and explaining a few things on that BBL front.
Pleasure, guys. Good chat.
Excellent stuff. The SACA chair and president, Will Rayner.
We're in good hands. Can I just make one little cheeky comment after that?
Sure.
And this will come back to bite me, I'm sure it will. Well, we've just spent another $5 million for the redevelopment, and well done to the SACA. We're getting the deal done with your board.
It's going to be a lot better viewing now when they do this.
Well, it is, and I'm in support of it, as I am with the golf course. But is our state government with sport a bit like the Saudi Sovereign Trust? We're a bottom endless pit of money. Another 5 mil, 50 mil there. The possums, don't bring up the possums.
What did we talk about going into politics?
It's
a sports show.
Well, it's a lot of money. It was 5 mil. Well, it is. It's 5 mil.
Get on and ring David and Will about that tomorrow.
I will. I'm going to go down to the march tomorrow.
Where's
Timmy?
Leon Bono?
Timmy. Well, he's dead.
Oh, right.
Timmy.
Dude.
Well, he can't help you. Would you dump that? Well, he is dead. God bless him. Well, he has passed. I'm going to go down to the march tomorrow. There's a big march tomorrow.
Yeah, so it is for the North Adelaide Golf Course.
I'm going
to go.
Take a photo of Bert with you.
Well, I'm just going to see if I'm going to take a net and see how many possums fall out the tree. And
take a photo of Bert with you.
That was some development. Hey, this is a development.
Wow.
Hot off the press.
It's been a big day for the Carlton Football Club.
This better be good.
Well, I'll tell you what. Just when you lost your head coach, Carlton fans, you've also lost today your list manager. So Nick Austin has stepped away from his role today from Carlton. Michael Voss has gone, and this all comes up only weeks away from the mid-season draft. And Mick Agresta, who was the club's recruiting manager as well at the start of the season, stepped away. So there's no one really there for the mid-season draft at this stage with any sort of time to prepare for that.
Can we quickly find out how long he's been in that role?
This is extraordinary.
Very long.
No. Imploding. They're imploding.
This will dominate the footy shows tonight, no question. Yeah. And Carlton fans will be worried about what's going on.
Whiz, I'm shocked by that one.
Just
I'm more shocked at that one than I am the Voss.
Hang on. Are Carlton in line for anyone this year with the change of are they like
the draft?
They're trying to get
Cody
young Walker.
Yeah.
1 and 1 equals 2.
What?
1 and 1 equals 2.
What? I would have thought he was deep in the negotiations of trying to get that to work.
Started in January 2020.
No, but it's going to be better if you're bottom 4 to be able to.
Wow.
So that's remarkable. So the head coach has gone today, and the list manager has gone today at the Carlton Football Club.
I was only wondering, what is the best time if you're going to swap into list managers? What is the best time of year to do it?
Because
after the draft?
I
was going to say, I don't know.
There really isn't one.
I reckon December.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
before all
about
the
it.
national champs and stuff start again.
It's a 24/7 job just
Gee,
about.
CD's been busy. He's had the pen out.
Wow,
You're
he
gone.
was.
You're gone. You're gone. You're gone.
Extraordinary scenes. All right, time for us to get to a break. It's 10 to 6. Here's your traffic.
A couple of crashes getting cleaned up tonight at Prospect, Regency Road near Stewart Road, another one at Buckland Park, Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road, and we're slow going South Road at Castle Plaza, just at Edwardstown there for those ongoing works. Cameras tonight, Hardings Road, Torrensville and Port Road, Cheltenham. Power up Android at Telstra. Trade in to trade up your Android phone today. Trade in powered by Assurant. Eligible device and Telstra service required. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G.
The 5AA Sports Show.
Crows big man Riley O'Brien joins Rowey and Timmy G each week on the 5AA Sports Show. Find out what's going on at Westlakes. Thanks to Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens Swear Jar Pledge. Riley O'Brien swears to bring you the latest Crows and AFL news.
Hi, I'm Darren Steele from Care Alert. 1 in 3 over 65s will suffer a serious fall this year, a terrifying statistic with life-changing consequences. Clutter and obstacles on the floor are a leading cause of indoor falls. Listen to what happened to Robert.
I was walking through the living room when I caught my foot on some piled-up magazines. Down I went hard, my shoulder dislocated instantly. The pain was sharp and overwhelming. I lay there unable to get up. After several hours, my daughter came by and found me. It was really frightening.
Clear clutter away from walkways and keep floors tidy if you can. But above all, get a Care Alert so help arrives fast after a sudden fall or illness. Use the word clutter at checkout and receive 10% off your Care Alert order. Visit carealert.com.au. That's carealert.com.au and discover how Care Alert can help protect you or a loved one at home.
Iconic singer-songwriter Suzanne Vega is bringing her Flying with Angels tour to Adelaide. Don't miss her at the Theberton, Thursday, September 24th.
At Nurse Next Door, we believe in making lives better by helping families stay close when it matters most. If someone you love is nearing end of life, the government's Support at Home End of Life Pathway provides up to $25,000 in funding for intensive care at home. Nurse Next Door is registered to provide this support, helping you access funding so compassionate care can be delivered at home. Find out more at nursenextdoor.com.au. Eligibility criteria apply.
Most financial advice comes with strings attached. AFM Wealth Strategy doesn't. They're independent, part of just 1% of advisors in Australia. No commissions, no bank ties, no incentives pushing products. Their fees aren't based on how much money you have. It means you'll get financial advice that's clear, fair, and always in your best interest. AFM Wealth Strategy, an authorised representative of Independent Financial Advisors Australia, AFSL 464629.
Is your tech causing chaos? You need Gigs to You. Got a constantly crashing computer, weak Wi-Fi, problematic printer? Our fast and friendly gigs are available to come to you. No fix, no fee, gigs guarantee. Gigs to You, part of Officeworks.
At MediPedi, we believe in making people feel good from the ground up. Combining the skills of podiatry with the indulgence of beauty therapy, MediPedi is a first-of-its-kind concept. The MediPedi Medical Pedicure is Adelaide's best pedicure. Imagine this, your feet are expertly treated by a podiatrist, then pampered by a fully trained beauty therapist. The result? Feet that just don't feel great, they look fantastic too. With 4 Adelaide locations, including the new North Adelaide Clinic, book now at medipediclinics.com.au. MediPedi, feel good from the ground up.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
At 6 minutes to 6, Shamara Sterling Humphrey will join us from the Adelaide Thunderbirds. We have tickets to give away as well after 6 o'clock. And we're back to your calls, 8223 0000. But I tell you what, all thanks to Unique Pies, Sausage Rolls and Donuts, your local independent supermarket is where you can get them. The text line, Quinton has texted in saying, listening to these calls tonight in regards to the Crows and the feedback around them, I reckon they're one ugly loss away from eating their own.
Ooh, I hope you're wrong. But
yeah.
It does feel like that. But I still think they'll get it together. They will get it together.
I think the frustrating thing from, and I'm not speaking on behalf of Crow supporters, please, but you can either agree or disagree. I don't know that they've played one game this year that's looked like 2025.
You are 100% correct. And I think therein lies the frustration.
Yeah.
And then you hear things like Lairdy said, which we will drill down with. We'll get that and we'll play it to Rob and a couple of other people and maybe a coach. But
Tuggers, check your phone. Sam Duddo's onto it. He's trying to find it for you.
Timmy, that is a very good comment from you.
Well, thank you. Let's see if anybody else agrees.
Hello, Johnny. Oh, I miss you, Johnny. We've had a cricket story and Johnny's on the line.
Yeah, no, unreal. But that's not what I'm ringing about. That's not what I'm ringing about. I'm ringing about my actual winter patch, as much as I love my cricket. But Michael Voss.
Yes.
He, the way that he played, he's one of the greatest players we've ever seen outside of Pat Ablett and Wayne Carey.
I agree.
And but the way that he played was brutal. I didn't think he played totally. I'm not saying he had quite the thuggery of Lee Matthews, his old coach. But I'm amazed that he played in the bulk of his football under the great, the player of the 20th century. So I'm amazed that he perhaps got an average coaching record compared to Lee Matthews. But I can't believe that number 29, what's his name, that got dropped? Number 29.
George Hewitt? George Hewitt?
George Hewitt, yeah. I don't know what was going on there. I just heard rumours, second hand, third hand, fourth hand, fifth hand. But whether he smoked his fire, So I just heard stories about that. But I don't know. But good, brutal player.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Great player.
as Wally Miller said, Rowey, the day you appoint a coach, you're close to getting the sack.
You're one day closer. No, Johnny, well done. I think Dennis Pagan we had on earlier, and I don't know whether you missed him, Johnny, said it as clear as anyone. He said, players make coaches.
Well, you need, it was funny.
And a story.
Pagan said, players, you need players, but you need a coach to take it to a premiership.
That's right.
And that was a very good point. It's not just, because I remember my old team manager used to say, you could give me this playing group, he said, and we won't win it. He said, but we'll give it to Jack and we'll win it.
Yeah.
And that's what he was basically saying. You need the talent.
You need the talent.
But you need somebody who can mould the talent.
Well, I think why Jack is so brilliant, and this is nothing against those 80s and 90s teams that you were the captain of, you won a few flags where you weren't the best team.
Oh, absolutely.
But you were
you
were the best team with the best coach.
Correct.
And that sums up exactly what, and that's not being disparaging.
No, it's not. It's not.
And that actually
we
is
believe
a credit. But that's a credit to you. That is a credit to your club. You do need them both.
Yeah, you do need both.
And Jack proved that.
Time to get to the news, 6 o'clock, and next we'll talk Thunderbirds.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 1,500 Fords, 1,200 Holdens, 1,000 Subarus, 800 Isuzus, MGs, BMWs, Mercs, Audis. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service, guaranteed.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
You can rely on Red Spot to keep Aussie airport rentals fair. We're the only car rental company who have kept our prices low during the fuel crisis. And we're the only Aussie-owned and operated choice in major airport terminals all over the country. Experience the local service that saw us named Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. For a deal you can rely on, book your next rental direct at redspot.com.au today or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
Kangaroo Island. It's best enjoyed exploring stunning beaches, secluded and at one with nature, reconnecting and spending quality time together. Fall in love with the great outdoors, unpretentious, unexpected, untamed. Experience Kangaroo Island unfiltered. Book your self-drive getaway now at sealink.com.au.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Hear the sound that captivated the world. Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells, live at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Friday, June 5. One night only. Tickets on sale now. The Excelsior Hotel has had a makeover. New kitchen, a brand new menu, a fresh new gaming room, plus all-day dining from 12. Come home to something new. Gamble responsibly. Original Beach Boy Al Jardine is heading to Adelaide to perform the band's classic hits in a tribute to the late Brian Wilson. Hear California Girls, Wouldn't It Be Nice and more, June 27 at Theberton Theatre. 5AA, supporting local business.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Up to the minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow and 24. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Nurse Next Door. We offer caregiving and nursing services to help you to stay at home. nursenextdoor.com.au.
The opposition used question time today to accuse the Albanese government of being dishonest ahead of anticipated tax changes in tonight's federal budget. Last year, the Prime Minister ruled out amendments to negative gearing, but in an effort to tackle so-called intergenerational inequality, reform is widely believed to be back on the table. Critics of the property tax setting claim it has contributed to pressure on the housing market. Opposition leader Angus Taylor says Anthony Albanese has broken an election promise.
Reports in all major newspapers confirm that the government is about to impose new taxes on housing, savings, small businesses and farmers. Why should Australians ever trust another commitment this Labor government makes?
The budget will be handed down in an hour. A Special Forces soldier has died following a parachuting accident in New South Wales. Hugh Phillips reports.
Warrant Officer Lachlan Muddle collided with another parachutist while training at Jarvis Bay Airfield, the incident occurring as both manoeuvred to the drop zone of the exercise. The second soldier sustained minor injuries and was able to render first aid. The 50-year-old SAS sniper is being remembered for his sense of humour and commitment to service. Defence Minister Richard Marles says the military has lost one of its finest.
Right now our thoughts are very much with Lachlan Muddle's family as they are with his defence family.
All parachute operations have been paused as the incident is investigated.
A car swerving all over the road in the northern suburbs has led police to a drink driver. The Kia sedan was reported on Park Terrace at Salisbury this morning. The 42-year-old allegedly failed a breath test. He produced a reading of .246, almost 5 times the legal limit. The next stage of the algal bloom recovery continues this month with 2 new artificial reefs to be established in Gulf St Vincent. The purpose-built concrete modules will be installed in waters off Warina on the Fleurieu Peninsula and Kangaroo Island's Nepean Bay. Primary Industries Minister Claire Scriven says it's designed to mimic coral structures.
We want to make sure that we continue to have a thriving recreational fishing industry here in South Australia, and we want to make sure that our marine environment is given the best chance to recover.
Refurbishment work has started today on the baggage carousels for arrivals at Adelaide Airport. It will be undertaken over the next 6 weeks. Travellers are warned there could be minor delays for baggage collection during peak periods. Now turning to 5AA Sport, and Michael Voss claims he's at peace with the decision to resign as Carlton coach. Speaking to AFL Media, Voss opened up on the moment he realised it was time to move on.
During the week, last week was the first time I just sort of sat with the result the week before and thought about where the group was at, where the club currently was, and maybe where they needed to go. And just, when thinking about that more deeply and reflecting on that, I felt like it was time to elevate those conversations.
And there's been another exit at the club, list manager Nick Austin stepping aside today. The Crows play North Melbourne at Adelaide Oval on Saturday, the club keen to capitalise on their round 9 win. Isaac Rankin is a fan of the Doug Nicholls round.
It's such a good round, celebrating culture and, what the Indigenous people have brought to the sport of AFL, and that, the older generations paved the way and it made it possible for us to be able to play in here and feel comfortable playing in these sort of environments. So, it's obviously pretty special.
Port flew to Darwin today ahead of Friday night's round 10 clash with the Suns. Still on the AFL, and clubs were told today the next batch of fixtures is now expected to be released on Thursday instead of tomorrow. And in the EPL, the relegation zone is still a possibility for Tottenham. A 1-1 draw with Leeds this morning has Spurs just 2 points clear with 2 games to play this season. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, a crash at Prospect to look out for. Regency Road near Stewart Road. Most of the delays have cleared, which is good. Another crash just in at Findon Road near the shopping centre. And still got that crash getting sorted at Buckland Park at the moment. Port Wakefield Road near Carmelo Road. Camera up Main North Road, Mawson Lakes. Hospital can be scary and lonely for sick kids. This may help make hospitals a happier place for seriously ill kids. Donate at starlight.org.au because happiness matters. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. On 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy for your Wednesday, 24. Thursday, partly cloudy, 24. Friday, showers increasing, 23. Right now, it's 19 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Brenton Radless.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
With the news that matters to you.
The government insists it's a win for the state's economy.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
Brazen daylight firebombing attack at the Torrensville supermarket.
Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back. It's 6 minutes after 6 on this Tuesday evening. Still time for your calls tonight, 8223 0000. Lots of talk about Rory Laird's comments on radio just yesterday and how the Crows start games and move the ball. And we got the audio finally so we can hear exactly what he said. So here's Rory Laird yesterday.
There's no way Nixie, well, I can say that he's not saying, oh, go out there and play slow. I guess it's what we're seeing in the game. You know, there is also a risk factor to it. You know, early in the games, the teams are, you know, most fresh and switched on, and there is at times no opportunity to be able to move it as quick as we'd like to. But at the same time, as I said and touched on, the contest part of the game was a bigger issue for that. We were pinned in our back half and weren't able to get any field position from that too. So they sort of go hand in hand. If we can fix up one, then we can play off the other.
Well, I reckon that caller that rung up that said that needs to switch his ears on. That's not what Rory Laird said. And thank God, because I threw my skirt up over my ears. I said, we need to get a player with it.
Yeah.
That's not what Nixie said. That's not the instruction. They're not told to play slow. And that listener is clearly not a Crow supporter, or he clearly is deaf, dumb and stupid.
Well,
he needs to switch his ears on.
Don't say that.
But that's not what he said.
Yeah, no, what Roy was trying to say there is when the other team is fresh, they are able to, what would you say? They're fresher at being able to fill up those gaps and
corridor
and
and
stop all that. So when they tire, that the opportunity becomes. What would you say? More opportunities come to move that ball quicker.
Right,
but they're still not happy with the way they're moving it, and they're certainly not being instructed to go
100.
slow.
Well, you've summarised that perfectly. It's 180 degrees away, what the listener said, where I got myself all antsy.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak. Thank you for playing that. That has cleared it up, Lairdy. Well said.
Sam Daddo for collecting it. Beautiful. Yeah. All righty. Thunderbirds had a terrific victory. I did speak to Tanya Obst last week, and I'll reflect that here. It was a 20-point or 20-goal victory. You know, we had that argument last week. What are they, goals or points?
It's goals.
She said 20-goal victory. She did, didn't she, because of the two-pointer over the West Coast FIVEAA over there in Perth. So it wasn't even here. It was a smashing victory.
How good.
One of our co-captains was a star, as per normal. Shamira Sterling Humphrey, g'day.
Hello. Thanks for calling me in.
Well, thank you for talking to us. This is awesome. Firstly, when I spoke to the coach last week, Tanya, I said to her, I just want to let this be known, Tanya, that they are my least favourite team in the competition, and I would like you to give them a hiding. Well, she followed it to the letter. You guys absolutely carved them up. 20 points against a really quality side in the FIVEAA is a very good win.
Yes, it is very convincing. We didn't expect to win by that much. Of course, we expected to win, but not by that much. But the team has set a standard, and we're just smashing it each week.
You're not wrong. Now, you played your 100th game. What a 100th game to remember. Outstanding. Well done. And they've all been magnificent for us. Don't worry about that, with a couple of back-to-back flags in that. But was it a nice celebration afterwards? I saw a fair bit of it on the court afterwards. It looked nice.
Oh my gosh, I am grateful for the girls and the Thunderbird staff. They made it special. And funny enough, when I played my 50th game, we won our game. And I played my 100, and we also won. And I debuted against the West Coast FIVEAA, and I also played them for my 100th game. So, yeah, what a treat. But the excitement and the gifts that I got from the girl was something that I'm very grateful for. And yeah, doing 8 years at this club, I wouldn't love it any other way.
11 deflections and an intercept, the 100th game. Congratulations. It's been a damn good move for you, Shamira, coming to Adelaide, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Initially, at the start of my career here in Australia, I didn't want to come because it was too far away from home. But now I've settled, and I also have my own family here in Australia. So it's worked out well.
You're one of us now. You're one of us, especially a premiership.
Yeah.
Hey, can I talk about the team? And I know you want to concentrate on the team. Was that our most complete game for the year?
Probably I'll say one off. Yes, I am agreeing with you, because having 12 turnovers in a game is very, very commendable for the team, something that we probably never achieved over the years. We're normally in our 20s or below 19 and all of that. So like having those numbers shows that we are focused and we are able to get the job done.
Yeah. The consistency in performance you're going to need to keep up, and you play at such a high level. I think you've been able to do that because you haven't had any injuries and you've got the continuity, and our coach loves rotating players on and off. It's just been a fantastic start to the year.
Yes, and everybody has been very, very healthy, and obviously me coming from a baby and heading back into netball, I'm really grateful for, because netball is my happy space. But from 2023, we have set the bar. We've always wanted to make top 4 and hopefully winning that grand final. And I think ever since from there, we have been hitting our target.
Yeah, well done. Taylor Williams, she's okay, isn't she? Talia?
Oh, yeah.
Her knee? Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor is all good. Just a little niggle. She'll be fine, and she'll be with us on the weekend.
How did you go standing Romelda Aiken-George, your old teammate? That would have been a bit strange.
I love playing Romelda. She loves the argy-bargy, and that's what I like as well. So, but we are all friends when we come off the court. But when we are on court, it's game time.
Oh, it certainly was. You mentioned your lack of turnovers, but you forced them into 22 turnovers. That was part of it, and putting the pressure on the goal shooters as well. You know, their percentage I think was down at around 76 compared to yours in the high 90s. So it really is a credit to the defensive work of the whole team.
Yeah, thank you. And I think that's why we are the best defensive team in the league. And yeah, each week we know what we're supposed to be doing on each player. And Kathy has broken it down so good for us. Basically, Kathy has our brains and she's just using it for us. And then Tanya handling the attacking line, the work that she's given them during the week to come up against the opponent we're grateful for that.
So Sunday at 3:30 at the Entertainment Centre, which we know rocks with that Pink Army going on. You've got the Mavericks, which was a really tight contest in that first round. I really look forward to this clash.
Yep, really look forward for being on the floor and all of that, because they are a very physical team, but we are up for the challenge, and we know that every team in SSN is really, really good. Some will have good days, some will have bad days, and I know that Mavericks will be coming to have a good day, and so are the Thunderbirds.
We spoke to Tanya Ops last week, and I brought up this exact same point. I'd like you to get back to El Murray Vanderberg. She shot 57 goals, but again, only at 93%. I just need to see the big 100 there.
That is amazing, 93.
She was unbelievable again. Man of the match, person of the match, woman of the match,
Player of the match.
Player of the match.
Yeah.
Shamira is what I was looking at. God, can she shoot?
Yes, she can, and she hardly misses those shots, especially in training as well. And it's good to see that she's enjoying her netball on court and getting the job done. I think it's a very good pickup for the Thunderbirds.
It is up and in. That's what she does.
Absolutely.
Up and in.
Shamira, also, just before you go, and wish you all the best for Sunday. I saw the game and I saw your post-game interview on the court, and you opened up about your experience with postnatal and your stay at Helen Mayer House. Just wanted to thank you for that, because we had a dear family member go through exactly that and stayed at Helen Mayer, and the staff there are just amazing. But it's important to help others to know that it's okay to get help.
Yeah. And I know I've spoken to some persons, especially my best friend, who I've told all my symptoms and what I went through. And she said that she went through the same thing, but just didn't know that it was from postpartum depression. So I'm glad I was able for her to recognize that. And then if she ever do have a baby again, she'll know the signs and symptoms of it. And I've had a lot of persons reach out to me on Instagram saying they went through the same thing, but they were very shy and they didn't think that they were very ashamed of opening up about it. So I'm glad I gave a voice, and people are now coming out with their stories.
No, outstanding, mate. And you're helping people on the court and off the court. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That's Shamira Sterling-Humphrey doing an amazing job on and off court, but leading the way with our Thunderbirds just, smoking the West Coast Fever.
They are irresistible at the moment.
Great to watch. Love it.
Yep, they've been fantastic. And if you'd like to see them at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre this weekend, Sunday game against the Melbourne Mavericks, you can get tickets at adelaidethunderbirds.com.au. And you can call in right now. First caller through, a double pass up for grabs. 8223 0055 is the number to call. Be first in, 17 after 6.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. We're in a play called Art.
Yeah, and the story's kind of like group therapy for three friends who think they're totally fine.
Spoiler, they're not.
It starts with an overpriced all-white painting one of them has bought, and then things get a little out of hand.
Because every friendship has that one fight you pretend never happened.
I'm Richard Roxburgh.
I'm Damon Harriman.
And I'm Toby Schmitz.
Come see us in Art at Her Majesty's Theatre from May. It's short, sharp and incredibly fun.
Book now at arttheplay.com.au.
Before your friends make you talk about your feelings.
Over 60% already gone. Get your tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery now. Win the $4.3 million grand prize, a fully furnished Scott Salisbury home in West Beach, including $100,000 cash. Our last lottery sold out early and tickets are already over 60% sold. Get yours now. Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. HomeLottery.com.au. Licence M14944.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. With 40 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Ali from Go Vita Marion and Colonnades. NutriVital Immune Defence is a blend of herbal extracts, including astragalus and schizandra. Now 40% off, just $27.60 for 60 tablets. Always read the label, follow directions for use.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we, the Lynn Andrews team, have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people, helping to make life easier for investors and tenants. Everyone is treated with empathy and respect. It's the way we do business. It's the Lynn Andrews way. For residential and commercial property management, we're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
We've all had it happen, even I have. I'm talking about that sliding patio door or window that you have to wrestle with to open and close. Luckily, Rollerco were able to get the parts I needed to fix it, and if I can do it, you can do it. For over 40 years, Rollerco have been making, fixing and supplying parts for all sorts of sliding doors and windows. Do what I did. Call into Shop 3, 26 Jacobson Crescent at Holden Hill, or visit the website, rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
This doesn't sound like a conference. This doesn't sound like a work trip. And this doesn't sound like team building. Because conferences and events sound different with Discovery Events. With modern facilities, standout catering and accommodation in 2 premier locations in South Australia, Adelaide Hills and Victor Harbour. Sound great? Visit discoveryevents.com.au, your destination for premier venues in unique locations across Australia.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Welcome back at 20 minutes after 6. We have, all thanks to clklegal.com.au, an injury report for both the Crows and Power. If you have a personal injury claim, get the compensation you deserve. Let's start with the Crows.
Well, let's do. They play set against North. Jordan Butt's abductor is a test. Big risk. He only missed the one. Taylor Walker hamstring is listed as a text. We heard him on the M's breakfast saying, I feel good. I think they'd want to give him another week, maybe take him to Tassie and the following Thursday.
Gets the Hawks.
Which would be a good idea. Hinge listed as 1 week, and Mark Keane, our thoughts are obviously with him with a tough week ahead. He's still 2 or 3 weeks. And the good news, Sid Draper cleared of any damage to his jaw.
Well done, CLK Legal Injury Report. Now, for Port Adelaide, a couple of weeks ago, we were up to 12. We're down to 8 now,
Good.
so it's starting to look a little healthier. Harrison Ram, that ankle, he didn't even get a start last week in the game, so he tried to play sample, didn't come up. It says test, but I don't think he'll play.
Okay.
I reckon they'll rest him till after the bye to make sure.
Be smart. He's 200 centimetres.
Right.
He's a big snoozer.
Josh Lyes, we found out through the
Concussion.
Darren Reeves. Yeah, that's a sad one. Concussion, so he missed this one. Miles Bergman, that toe's been operated on now, so we'll see how many weeks that's going to be.
TBC.
At the moment. Jack Lukosius, the groin, 2 to 4. Sam Palpepper. Now, I saw Sam on Friday night.
Doing a bit of running?
I was running. I was actually running around to do the old 5AA Timmy G halftime highlights and ran into him, and I said, how long? And he said, I reckon after the bye.
Good.
Wow.
So there you go. That's SPP. Connor Rowey, we saw him out on the track last week walking around there. So 8 to 10 still. That's still a long time, isn't it?
Season.
What do we got left? 14 games?
14 games.
14
15
games.
weeks.
So he might play the last month.
Okay.
We'll see what happens there. Josh Stinn, I think that one is the season. That's 11 to 13, which I think would be silly to worry about him. And Ollie Lord, unfortunately, did his knee as well. So that's the CLK Legal Injury Report for Port Adelaide.
You might be vying for the 10th spot, so you might want Connor Rowey back for that the last 4 weeks.
Well, that'd be positive.
There's a prediction.
There's a positive.
Hello there, Dan from Ross Trevor.
Good evening, Rowey and Timmy. I was just wondering whether, as you put it, Rowey, Messrs. Swan and Dillon were here to grace us with their presence last Friday night. Has there been any advancement with gather round, or are we still in a bit of a stalemate, not knowing what's going on?
Well, still a stalemate. I think they're not far away. And I think the Premier, in fairness, has said, I've slowed this. He did say that on our show.
And he also said he had a lot on his plate recently.
I think he was saying there's a few other priorities at the moment.
Here's the thing. It's not going anywhere else. We've got it. It's the negotiation of the terms.
Yeah.
So, Dan,
it's a
don't
fair
panic.
question, though,
We've
Dan.
got it. It is.
Question.
But we're going to keep it.
It's gone a lot longer than what we all thought.
But don't rush.
No,
no need to rush. It ain't going anywhere.
I think holding your ground on the negotiation is important too.
I think he's done that well.
Appreciate that.
Very good. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
G'day, boys. How are you?
Where are you on the Limestone Coast?
Where?
Penola?
Hey, you're breaking up a bit.
What town?
You're on the Limestone Coast, Snoozemar. What part?
Oh, yeah, down on the Limestone Coast. Yeah, I'm just ringing up to talk about Adelaide and the game this week against North.
Yeah.
Honestly, mate, Rowey, I think if we're going to win this game, North looks really good. But I think if we're going to win, we're going to need to wear red shorts.
Hello.
That one. That old sucker. It's been a while since we had one of them.
How come I'm the only bloke in this room that knows what that means?
And how come... Yeah, it's a
He
lot.
didn't want to answer the Limestone Coast. So is he from Penola? Is he from Rowey? Is he from...
No, he's not on the Limestone Coast at all.
He didn't know any of those towns.
Didn't he?
No.
So was he here?
No, he didn't know any towns.
So is he... What's he take the P155 out of me?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. About what? What's the red shorts got to do with things?
It's been years in the making, that one.
Has it?
All right. We are not too far away from...
He's a dickhead then.
No, we also don't need that.
Oh.
Big day for the Carlton Football
Bob
Club
Francis,
today.
mate, all right?
Big day for Carlton. Michael Voss has stepped away as coach. Chris Fagan has gone in to have a chat today to the media about his, of course, someone else in the coaching fraternity.
Yeah. Personally, I find him a fantastic bloke. He's obviously a legend of our football club, and I wanted him to do well with his coaching. And I always get disappointed when I see coaches either walk away or be sacked. Just wish him all the best and hope he's not lost to footy. And he's always welcome at our club.
Always welcome at our club.
Well, he's obviously a triple premiership captain at Brisbane, so you'd be silly not to say that. So that's understandable. But yeah, look, like he said, not lost to footy. He'll find a role somewhere. But yeah, it's just a sad time. It's just the reality of the coaching fraternity. Doesn't matter where you coach.
He could end up.
That does happen.
He could end up another Neil Balme.
Yeah,
a football manager.
Balme transferred unbelievably, didn't he?
But how Fossey talks, how he leads people, how he's so measured.
Think about Balme too. He was a premiership coach with Nord, obviously.
Oh, mate,
twice, and then being able to transfer the way he did.
But every club he's gone to,
he found success.
They've got success, and let's hope this last one that he's at will be exactly the same. It's my club, the Crows. Yeah, he's on the board.
Has he got anything to do with ball movement or not?
well, he doesn't like snails.
What about possums?
I reckon if of all my coaches, if ever there was a coach that shot one, it'd be Balme. No, that's true. He used to go pig shooting all the time.
Was he a farmer though?
No, but he used to go shooting all the time.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
They're not a good target because they don't move quick enough. They just sit there in the limbo.
You wouldn't do that to the beautiful fauna of Australia. They're on a 2-cent piece, you know. Ringtail possum.
Well, you're the only one in this table that's eaten our crest, an emu and a kangaroo.
No, it was a 1 cent piece, the ringtail possum.
Yeah, he was.
And the 2 cent was the frill-neck lizard.
Yeah, haven't eaten one of them.
Throwback.
There you go. You wouldn't ever have seen those.
No.
You said yesterday you ate an emu. I've not eaten emu.
I've eaten emu, yeah.
And a kangaroo?
He's eaten our crest, our Australian crest. I haven't.
I've eaten our
Australian crest.
I'm proud to say I haven't done either.
The coat of arms, don't they?
Coat of arms.
I've eaten it. I've eaten it. I didn't eat the helmet, but I ate them.
Glad you didn't do that. Let's get to a break.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show. Breaking news, Michael Voss has stepped down as coach of the Carlton Football Club.